sew along. So this is going to be where your comments are.
Okay.
You cannot comment back, like you can't
Right.
chat back.
Right. I can answer if I'm here though.
So I don't know, like, are you going to be on this side of the table for a while?
Well, we're gonna do cutting and that kind of stuff. So maybe like
So
a
do
half
you want me
hour.
to
Yeah.
move this over, like over here where you can see it?
Okay. Yeah, and then I can move it back. I mean, I'll probably. Yeah.
You are live.
Hello, everybody.
Move this kind of over here where you're talking now.
Okay. Michelle is here with me.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Moral support. Thank you, Michelle. Hi, this is Karen. Here at A-1 Vacuum, and today, I don't know, I can't see if we have 27 people. Hello, hello, hello. Say hello so I can see you. I can't see your name or anything unless you comment something. Anyway, today we are going to do the happy plate. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hi. Nice to see everybody. Oh, thank you. Yes. Awesome. Hello. From North Carolina. That's wonderful. All right. Great. Okay. So today we're going to make bowls. We're going to do this and it's going to be great. Hi, Virginia. Wow. Las Vegas. Oh, I have family in Las Vegas. Hello. Alaska. Ooh, gotta be cold there, huh? Good morning, everybody. Oh, fantastic. Good morning, good morning. Yay. Okay. So let's see. We're going to start from the very beginning. We're going to cut our fabric and we're going to get our fabric ready and our rope ready. So have your machine set up for sewing. If you're sewing along with me, and I really hope you are, have your machine set up for sewing right now. We're going to just do a teensy bit of sewing, just a little bit, to get our fabric ready to make our bowl. So great. Okay. I have some examples here that I made. Look at this. Isn't that sweet? See, you don't even really have to do embroidery, and you can have a sweet little bowl. I just kind of fussy cut this out of some material I had, and I think it turned out super cute. Just did a swirl, just with some hot glue, and yeah. And this one also, I just thought that was some fun fabric.
I love that one.
Isn't that great?
It is.
Yeah.
They're all my favorites. I can't pick.
I know.
Hi from Long Island. Wow, we have quite the audience.
Look at that, 85.
Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia.
Pennsylvania.
Arizona. We love our out-of-town people. We love our in-town people.
Roseville.
Michigan.
There's somebody kind of local.
Michigan.
Just over. Oh, Carson City.
Yeah.
Wow, this is fun.
It is fun.
See? Yeah.
So Karen came in a little nervous this morning. I promised her you guys wouldn't
Yes.
wouldn't be mean.
No, they won't be mean. They won't.
What size needle do you recommend? I think she's probably going to cover all of that when we get started. Hey, Tana. Yeah. Just really excited to see everyone here. I've really been looking forward to this.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, look, I counted this morning and I've made 20.
So we expect that you make 20 and we want to see them all. Hi from New Jersey. Hi from Virginia. If I'm missing anybody, I'm sorry because I'm sideways here.
It's going fast.
Oh,
yeah.
Hi, Ellie from Reno.
Yeah.
Good morning. Angela, good morning. Oh my gosh, all of our wonderful customers are here.
Awesome.
Hi, Cindy from Middle Tennessee.
Yay.
Wow, look at you.
I know, look at that go.
Look at you.
All right.
What is it?
No, it's not for you. It's that. I just was looking to see.
I wanted to show you guys the difference between the Kimberbell rope and the Gypsy quilters, which is this rope here. These have the exact same rows. They both have 10 rows, and you can see it's. Can you see? It's a little bit bigger. It's almost like a whole.
Yeah,
you kind of see. Yeah,
the rope is thicker. Yeah,
there's quite a difference. So it's just a different look. I mean, they're both cute. This one makes a little bowl, and this one makes a little bit bigger. So they're
Okay.
both easy to work with. So just depends on what you want to do. Yeah, so let's get started, shall we? All right, any questions? Just I'll be trying to look for questions. So maybe if you put like a question mark in front of it or questions all in caps or something, I can find them easier. That'd be great.
I'm going to hang out here
Yes.
as long as I can and kind of field the questions.
So the first thing we want to do is figure out.
I'm going to think B that you can use Peltex instead of the Kimberbell, correct?
I have not, but I'm sure you can.
Yeah, it's pretty firm.
I used fleece on one and it worked out fine.
Yeah, it just needs to be somewhat the same texture.
Yeah, just something that has a little
so this is the Kimberbell rope.
Yeah.
And what's really kind of unique that you can see, this one's 100 feet. And
that one's 100 feet.
This one is also 100 feet. So that really lets you see the difference in the thickness of the rope.
Yeah. And they're both very firm. So they both stand up very well. So one isn't fluffier. One's a little fluffier, but it holds up pretty good.
Yeah, they're both pretty firm. But this one is just a thicker rope. And you know what? I did a bowl with this weekend, and I felt like this was easier to work with than what I worked with before.
Yes, because it's just a little bit bigger and it's easier to see what you're sewing. So yeah.
Hello, Kathy DeGara. How are you?
Which was Kimberbell Bowl? Oh, this one was the Kimberbell Bowl. This one. This one was a Kimberbell Bowl, and these were the smaller, the thinner rope. So you can kind of see if I put them together like that. You can kind of see. I know it's hard in this perspective, but this one is the Kimberbell. And this is what we're going to be making today. A little bit different color scheme, but this is what we're going to be making with the handles.
I love the handles.
I do too. I think they're really cute. They're giving a little different look. This is without handles. Same Kimberbell rope. Yeah. And I don't know how we're going to finish it today. We can finish it with a loop. We can finish it with a little coil if you like. Of course, I don't have a glue gun here, but
yes, you do.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find one.
We have one right there in the drawer.
Yeah. So yeah, let me know how you guys want to finish it. If you have a preference, I was just going to do a little loop today, but if there's something else you want to see, just let me know. Okay. All right.
All right, Carol Kitchen Master, I think we just answered that question, so I'm going to go on to the next one. She showed you the difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Good morning, NorCal Quilter.
Can you show the bottom of the bowl? You bet.
Of course.
Yes. I just did orange on this one. It just kind of matches that there, I guess, but I just did orange on that one. This one, I did the same material, and it's an envelope. It's an envelope closure. I didn't close this. You could, I guess, but I don't think it's really necessary. But if you feel the need, it's certainly an option. This one I used pink, and you can see where the rope goes in a little bit better on that one. And we'll do all of that together. And then this one I did pink too.
We'll be showing probably both styles of closing that she mentioned, which is the loop and the coil.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can show them both as we're doing it. Yeah, for sure. I like the handles. I do too. I really do. I think it gives it a really nice finished look. Okay, so in the book is a little confusing. I mean, every time I've done 20 of these, and every time I've had to think really hard where I needed to go and what I needed to do. But the first thing we need to do is decide which base we're going to do, which base. And we're going to do this base. My sewing space is my happy place. This is the one we're doing. So we find these in the back. They're towards the back here. It's on page 33 are the directions and the cutting directions. And
what size hoop are you going to be using?
We're going to be using the 5x7. 5x7 hoop. We're going to do the small one. But everything's the same, just a little bigger, a little more rows.
Yeah. The answer to that question is yes. It is level, even though it has a little bump from the.
Oh yeah, it is.
So I think what Karen's going to show you is you're going to be pulling the center core of the rope out where you stick it in the bottom there, and so it flattens it out.
Yeah. Yes, the core will come out so that the rope is compressed and flattened. I'll show you. You'll see. You will see. Kimberbell they're just geniuses over there. They got
they
got
really
it all
are.
figured out.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They really do.
So this is where page 33, if you're following along in the book, is where we're going to find all of our cutting instructions, and all of our, what color threads we're going to use. And this one, these just have words as far as no pictures for the steps. If you want pictures, those are available. They're in the very front. So we have to go back to the front. And once we decide, so this bowl, this one with the fruit, shows all of the steps, pictures. So if that helps you, once you get all your cutting done and everything for whichever base you're making, you can reference back to page 6, 7, and it'll walk you through all of the steps to make your bowl with pictures. Other than that, you read. So we'll go back to page 33, and it does bounce around. This book bounces around a lot. So if I lose anybody, just yell at me in the chat, and if you're not clear on something, and I'll try to, let's see, does that bump on the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes, Sharon, the video will be available on our YouTube channel after the class.
Yes.
It has to process though, so don't call like right after the class finishes.
Right, exactly.
It takes me a while to upload it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start with getting our fabric ready. If you got the kit, these are the colors that you got. I'm assuming that this one is for your bottom, and the decorative stripe would be this color. I think this is the bottom, and I mean the back, this part. I think this is going to be back here. The bottom of the base, where we're going to embroider on, I believe is this one. Okay. And then this will be for our little flags here. And then this one is for our tomato. Yeah, our tomato pin cushion. So cute. All right. So let's see. I got to get used to having this camera right here. So yeah. Okay. So I like to make sure my fabric is nice and straight. Well, ironed, I guess is what I mean. And
do you need a little best press?
Oh yeah, that would be great. This press is awesome. I brought my little iron from home. This is
Alice, the answer to that question is yes. They pretty much are designed the same way. They both have a core in the middle, and that you can pull out to make the rope part more flat to go and the bottom. So they're really pretty much the same, except for I think the size, the circumference.
Yeah, I have a bigger one here. They asked me about the 8 by 8. Is that what you're asking?
No, the rope.
Oh, the rope.
Yeah. So the Kimberbell rope is actually 1/4 inch rope. The Gypsy Quilter rope is actually 3/16 inch. So it is a little bit smaller anyway, but the actual rope itself is designed the same way. So the size of the rope kind of depends, it's just gonna change. The same bowl will be a little bit bigger with the Kimberbell rope than it will be with the Gypsy Quilter.
All right. Let's put our stripes first. So when we went with the fabric, right, we always have the salvage, right? And we kind of cut this way. I like to have the fold here so I don't get something weird as I cut. And we need Something to cut with, right?
Yep, that always works.
So I'm going to straighten this up a little bit, I think. Okay, so I want two. It says two. Let's look at our book, shall we? Should we reference the book? Yeah. So in the book, you want for the decorative stripe, you want two for the 5x7, two 1.5 by width of fabric strips.
Joanne, I'm not sure. How much of the 100 yards does the small bowl use?
There is a reference in the book, and it's just a rough reference. I think I've made like 4 from one for the small bowls, but in the book on page 21. 21. So, okay, we got this one. I'm going to take the salvage off.
Yes. So in the book is this page right here, page 21, and it tells you, it gives you all the lengths of the rope that you need.
And it is an estimate because by those you could only get what, maybe 3 bowls out of it, but I've gotten. But you know, they have directions for coasters too, so your leftover rope won't go to waste. You can make little coasters. They don't take as much rope. Okay, so we have our strips. Okay, we'll set that aside. Now we're going to need 2 6x8s for our envelope back. Let's see. Is it 8? Yeah. So just do 6. And you know, I have no rhyme or reason how I cut my fabric. I just kind of go for it. And I don't want the salvage. So. And 2 6x8.
Thanks for jumping in with those answers, Stephanie.
One.
You know, I don't know about joining the ends and reusing it, the ends of the rope.
You can.
Can you?
Yeah, and I would take out the core and then shove that, you know, the other end into that.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't tried it, but I've seen it done, and it works out good. Okay, so we're done with this color. We got our 2 6x8s for our envelope back and our decorative strip. So we'll set those aside. And oh, here. And the base bottom is just 6x6. The savages.
We can move it.
Must be that way at home, huh? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to do 6 by 6. 6 by 6 for the base bottom. Okay. So we need that color. And then the 2 flags, we've got plenty here. They're 1.5 by 2 and 1.5 by 3. So let's do 1.5. Oh, wow, it's like a colorblind test.
Yeah.
1.5 by 2. Should be able to get that in there. And these are all, you know, they're all appliques, so they don't have to be perfect.
All right, so Stephanie Wolf, right now we are cutting our fabric and it is on page 33. We are cutting our fabric and prepping it for the 5x7 hoop.
For the My Happy Place.
My Happy Place.
Happy Place rope project, yeah. Okay, actually, I think I just missed one. Okay. Third time's a charm.
Yeah, those will fit on other rope bowls.
Yes. 2 by 2. 2 by 2 for our little tomato pin cushion. And I don't know if anybody else gets confused on these rulers, but I do.
I do. I love them because they have those little stops on them. They don't slide, but I do get confused.
Yeah, they are comfortable to use, but yeah, I'm like, I find, oh, yeah, it's the whole thing. Okay, so now all of our stuff is cut. So now we're going to prep our strips. Now this is where our sewing machine comes in for just a second. Now it has you know, this doesn't have a right or a wrong side, but it would be right sides together. As you do straight across like that, you can do that. You can just sew right there. I'm just so used to doing it this way.
I do too.
Yeah, like you do binding. I don't know if anybody here, but whenever I do this, I always have to think, this is the corner I want to cut off, so I'm going to sew this way, right? So I always think of the corner that I'm going to cut off, and then I know where I need to sew. So I'm going to bring this over to the machine, and I'll move you guys here in just a second. Okay, first time doing this.
Okay, yep, cover so
Cover
that they
so
don't
don't get sick.
So nobody needs Dramamine.
Yeah.
And then you can give that joint a push on in the middle there if you need it to.
Oh. Down.
No.
Oh.
However you want. It goes both ways.
Let's see if we can see that.
Looks good.
Okay.
Yes, this is recorded to watch later.
Okay, so now this is the corner I want to cut off, so I'm going to sew.
Hold on, I'm going to move the mic a little bit.
Oh.
All right, just.
Okay. I can talk louder. There you go. So we're just going to sew a diagonal right here. Now you can do it straight across. It's probably a little easier. And I just have just some beige in there, and I have the same color in my bottom. Okay. And we're just going to do this little stitch, and this is the only stitching we're going to do before our embroidery. Now, before you cut this off, always look and make sure that it looks okay as you straighten it out. Okay, that looks good, so I'm not going to redo it. Okay, so I'm going to move you back. That was painless, right? So far. Okay. All right. Scissors here. I couldn't do that if I tried.
I know.
Okay. And you don't have to be precise or anything, just approximately 1/4 of an inch. Just like that. Don't have to be pretty. Okay, now we're going to work on our stride. In the book, it tells you that all you need to do is fold this over, and you could use a hot ruler, which is still in here.
Yeah, I love my hot ruler.
You could use a hot ruler and from the frame, and fold it over to 1/4 of an inch, and this can get hot, doesn't burn up. That's really nice. They're very handy. I like those. But I found that this just didn't stay as I was trying to wrap this around the rope. So I like to push the easy button. It's a little more work up front. Yep. Absolutely. It's a little more work up front, but to me it's worth it in the long run. So I use steam seam too. And this stuff is handy.
And that's the 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch, yes. 1/4 inch right there. Okay. See, I've used quite a bit of it here. So I'm going to lay this and make sure you're on the wrong side so that where you see this is the wrong side.
Gloria, see, the design is part of a collection of designs by Kimberbell called the Happy Place Embroidery Project. So yes, you can purchase them.
Hi, how are you? On the jewel? Okay, hold on.
No, we cannot hear viewers' machines. Thank you for asking, though. That's really nice of you. But no, you don't have to mute yourself.
Now we're just going to put this on one edge. Just like so. Just as close to the edge as you possibly can. Get a little bit down. It does have a little sticky to it. And then
Don't you love that little Dritz iron?
I do.
I have it too. I have a little mini Olicio I love too.
I'm thinking that's going to be my next one. And this one is not part of the recall because this plug is the smaller plug. There was a recall on these, yeah.
I don't know, mine is so old it wouldn't be worth recalling.
Right.
If it's worked fine up until this point, there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Right, yeah. I know, I think I've had that one for a good 10 years. Let me just kind of go along. Put all of this down here. I know it's, you don't have to do this. It's completely optional. And but it just made it so much easier for me in the long run.
I'm all about whatever makes it easy.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because as you're sewing, I was fumbling around as it was. I didn't need.
I will definitely be doing that my next project.
Yeah.
I did it the traditional way when I did the project for the.
Did you find it a little?
I did.
Fiddly?
I did.
Yeah,
It was a little hard.
Yeah, this just holds that 1/4 inch fold down and makes it easier.
So Stephanie, we are at the point where she is folding over the 1/4 inch seam allowance on the strip that's going to be wrapped around the rope.
Let me show in the book.
Yeah.
So in the book, see, the directions for all that are not on this page. They're in the beginning, on the 6 and 7 that we were looking at. They're on page 6. So here we are. So page 6 tells you how to prepare your fabric. Okay, so we sewed it together. They did it straight across. We did it at a diagonal. Then it tells you, so we sewed it. We did all that. Okay, now we're doing the 1/4 inch. We're on step 6. Thank you. It's just so muscle memory anymore. I'm just like going.
Yeah, it's okay.
So we're doing the fold. Now they have you just folding it over and just ironing it, but I'm doing it with the steam seam just because you'll see when we start wrapping it how much easier that is.
Yeah. So Lynn wants to know if she could use a glue pen or an Elmer's school glue pen for this.
Yes.
Can you still iron it if it's got a glue pen? If it's a glue pen?
Yeah. Well, I used wet glue the first time I did this, and although it held really well, and yeah, I could iron it. It was kind of messy. It just and I get big blob, little blob, big and it just kind of. This is just a little neater, a little easier, and I'm all about easy.
Yeah.
But yes, you can. And we're going to use a glue stick on this as we're wrapping.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So you will need a glue stick.
More little tips and tricks.
Yeah. Yeah. Another little, your first bowl, I would suggest making 3 of these strips together, making it a little longer because depending on how you wrap, if you're not careful,
that's what happened to me.
You'll run short. Yes. So it's better to have more on your first one. You'll get it eventually where you won't need that. But Yeah, I would do 3.
So what Karen's mentioning is she cut the two widths of fabric, and as you learn how to wrap on the bowl around the rope, you don't really know how generous or how, exactly how much space in between the wraps. So what I found in my first bowl was that I thought I was being really careful, and mine didn't reach where it was supposed to reach. It was not long enough.
Right.
So I learned that one as well. Is like, you have plenty of fabric, put another width of fabric or another half a width of fabric on there, and then you're good to go.
Right. Yeah.
The other thing that I found a little challenging too was wrapping the straight of grain, cut on the straight of grain around a circular rope. So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm interested to see how you did it, because I thought it was a little bit, if it's bias, it stretches, so it stretches more comfortably around it.
It does, and it goes around smoother. It goes a little smoother, yeah, for sure.
But yours look beautiful. Of course, I've only done, one Kimberbell and one other. So,
yeah.
Yes, better not to run short. You got it.
Yeah, especially your first one. I'm just, on your first one, you'll get a feel for it. And I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to get it as much use out of this 2 strips as you can. Okay, so now I'll just go back to the beginning where it's a little cooler. And
I think she used a little bit of best press on all of her fabric as she pressed it at the beginning. Yeah. It's always good to have fabric that doesn't have a bunch of wrinkles or folds in it. And has a little bit of body.
Yeah. How easy that comes off.
Okay. Sorry, Lauren.
Okay, now I like this to be on my right and on the bottom. I can just have more control. So let me get up here.
Yep.
Okay. So we're just going to fold that over, and it's 1/4 inch, and it does stick a little bit. So you can kind of hold it down a little bit. To touch it with heat. So 1/4 inch doesn't have to be perfect, but try to get either 1/4 inch or less, because again, that will affect how many times it wraps around. Is anybody with me? Is anybody sewing with me?
No. Let's move that just a touch. I'm not seeing the end of the camera there. There we go. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, there we go.
It's hard doing it with the camera in your face.
It is. I agree.
I'll get used to it.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't usually this. I'm making this look really hard, and it's not.
You're not.
And once that's done, like I said, it's a little preparation up front, but it's so worth it.
You're so cute. I think I need like 50 of them for all my stuff in my room.
I'm looking at my fabric in a whole new way. I'm like, oh, I have little ones with mermaids. And I could, fussy cut a mermaid out. I want to do that. They're cute. So how I did that was just I have a Solaris at home, and I just did a no-sew on everything but the bowl base. And just did the bowl base, and without any embroidery.
That's a great use of that feature.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing what these machines can do.
It is, isn't it?
It is. Stuck too well. Get it on that iron. almost done. It's there. It's great for a lot of
No,
things,
it's one of those products that it just
yeah,
just makes life so much easier in so many ways.
It does, and it's washable. I mean, not that you're going to be washing this, but I've hemmed a lot of my grandkids' stuff. When they're going to outgrow it in a year, you don't really want to do serious repairs.
Is it glued down to minimize the bulk created by sewing it together? I guess I don't.
Well, you mean the edge here? No, this edge is to eliminate fraying. You're getting rid of the raw edge. So when we wrap this, we're going to wrap it around and it's going to wrap on itself. So you'll see this is going to eliminate, see all these little frays? You're not going to see those on the bowl. And you can see here, see if I can get that to focus, but you can see the little folds. That's what you're going to see are the folds. So they're not going to fray. So you're getting rid of that raw edge, which just makes it neater, appearing neater. Okay, that's done. I'm going to set all that aside. I'm going to get my, so I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, do that. Okay, we're going to prepare our rope. Let's get our rope ready, just so it's ready. And all we're doing is just getting this one little edge ready to, we're going to put some fray check on it. So just find one end of this. Has tape on it already. We're going to cut that off. Okay, now this is where you see how it's a different color. Those little dark gray things, we're going to pull those. So just going to kind of pull this down. You can see it separating. I'm just going to grab that. And we're going to pull this down, the little covering down. And we have the core exposed. About an inch, inch and a half, whatever. And then we're going to cut that off. And then we're going to take this and we're just going to push it up. Push it up like that. So now you can see we have like this thick part and then it gets really thin?
Yes, Joanne, you only need a hem on one side of the strip because you're going to be wrapping, so the other end will be covered.
Yes. So that's what we're looking for right there. And we really only need like maybe an inch or so. So we're going to cut that off. And then we'll put some fray check on it. And that will be drying while we are.
So yeah, that is another method, and that is making the tubes and then slipping the rope into the tubes. That is another way you can do it. Boy, I'll tell you what though, if you were going to do a big bowl, that's a big project trying to pull rope through tubes that are in the middle. So it's just a different way of doing it.
Okay. Now we're going to set that aside and let it dry while we embroider. Now we can embroider. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. We forgot to do this. We forgot to put our SF-101.
Yeah, I saw it earlier. Over in the other pile, maybe? Over there? Oh. Yep, there it is. Was it under? Yep.
Did you?
Yep. Yeah, watch the. Yes. Okay. So we're learning how to use that. For those of you that have never tried to record anything live, The camera's like right in your face.
Yeah. It's all I see. I have to look around it. Okay, so this is the base. This is what we're going to embroider on. This is what we're going to embroider on right now. And we need to interface that with some FS 101. And if you don't know, there's a bumpy side and a smooth side. We want the bumpy side, which is the glue. We want that on the wrong side of the material.
Aw, thank you, Lynn. Lynn says you're doing a great job, Karen. See?
Thank you.
Told ya.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to iron this on.
Fray check is correct. Fray check at the end of the rope.
Yeah, fray check. Fray block. I have fray block. Okay. All right. Now I think we're done. Make sure I have all my pieces here. Okay, so we've got our flags, we've got our base, we've got our tomato, and we have our stripe. That's all we need for this. The rest is all thread. Okay. And these are the threads I'm going to be using.
See, already you have a great idea for what you're going to
Yeah.
do for your finished bowl.
Right? Yes. Project thread, everything you need right here. So for, let's see. So for this, I'm using these colors. I don't know. They're exquisite.
So this is June Taylor brand Fray block. It's the same as Fray check in the little bottle, but it is actually, I find that this does kind of last a little bit longer, don't you think, than the little bottle ones? I've
never tried anything else.
Yeah, I love this one. I like the June Taylor one. So that's what's so Fray block and Fray check are the same thing. It's a proprietary name.
Yeah. So I'll just read the numbers. I don't think I can get these two. So this is all exquisite thread, and I actually bought this box here. It was like the box of the 60 most popular colors. Yeah. It's like all I use anymore. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, they are beautiful. Lynn, I think it just goes without saying that everything that you're going to embroider on should have best press on it. It should have a little bit of that extra body, but she did press everything with best press earlier.
Yeah.
The bottle one is messy. I agree, Tana.
Maybe I'll, as I use them, I'll tell them the number.
Yeah.
So they can write it down if they want to. Okay. So I got my thread. And
you ready to switch camera?
I think I am.
Okay, so we're going to move you. Okay. All right, perfect.
Get my hoop done.
Yay, Cindy. We're glad you're here.
Hi, Cindy.
It's always fun to sew with friends, right?
Yes.
Makes it everything a little less scary.
Again, sorry.
It's all right. They get used to the camera bobbing in the first couple of classes you teach.
No show mesh. It's a medium cutaway. Just, really whatever you have. It's a little snug, not too snug, but a little snug. Okay.
Tana, you're so cute. We have them on the edge of their seats in anticipation.
Oh, yay! It's going to get really exciting. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to move my camera now.
Let it cover the. You got it.
All right.
Give it a sec. Yeah, give it a second. It'll refocus. Maybe tap the screen a little bit, see if it refocuses. There you go.
Oh, look at that. You're so smart. Okay.
Nope. Been there, done that.
Okay, so now I'm going to get my designs.
I'm going to just.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Designs on my USB here. Switching this over to embroidery. It's important for you guys to see it. If I can make that do that. the gist of it. I have never sewn on a Luminaire. I have a Solaris, so it's pretty much the same. Okay, so let's go to embroidery. The character's going to be. We're going to go to the pocket, USB, and there we are. We're also going to do a tag today. So right now we're doing our happy place. We're going to set. Not going to change anything. Embroider. Oh, look, we got to change our foot. Look at that. It's a screwdriver. That's a good screwdriver. Probably her side. Well, bear with me. I still have this beige in there. Beige thread.
What size needle are you using?
I'm using, well,
I put in Microtex 80 in there.
Okay, 80. You're putting in 80. At home, I'm just using the anti-glue 7511 for everything. Hasn't done me wrong.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to move the microphone. Thanks, Lynn. They can't hear
Oh,
you.
sorry.
No, that's all right. That should do it.
Okay. All right, so I just switched my machine over to embroidery. And good to go. So right now, what I could do, what I should have done was changed. I have the same in my bobbin. So
how many bobbins do you need?
Just one full bobbin should get you through a bowl, maybe even 2 bowls, but I just wind a bobbin every time I made a bowl.
Okay. So, for the rope and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I use embroidery thread for the embroidery.
Okay.
So, which I'm going to switch that out right now. And that is our placement line for.
So we got like 2 more this morning.
Shape form? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Peltex if you're using Peltex.
Yes.
So I did not know that when I talked to you because I had not seen that. So
Irene, can you hear now? Can everybody hear now? Okay, so we mentioned just a little bit ago, Irene, that I put in an 80 Microtex chrome needle in last night for her, but she uses a 7511 anti-glue at home. So hopefully you got that information now. Thank you, Ellie.
Okay, so that's our placement line for our 2 pieces of shape form, if you have it. Use 2. Now,
Thank you, Gloria.
they did say that you could use 1 if you didn't think your machine could handle 2.
So this, I'm going to just chime in for 1 second here.
Yes.
I did all of my shape form. I cut it on the ScanNCut because it's much easier to cut it on a ScanNCut than it is to trim around it. Okay. So for me, any project that has that, I cut that filling with yes, you can go ahead and use Peltex, Cindy. I go ahead and cut everything on the ScanNCut.
Okay.
So if you have one of those, you can do that. You can do it on the ScanNCut as well.
Okay. So you can tape this.
Thank you, Lynn. I'm loud because nobody has ever told me to speak up. Karen has a softer voice, so let me go ahead and move the microphone closer to her.
Okay. I got it. Okay, how's that? Is that a little better? I'll try and talk louder. I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay.
There you go.
So I don't tape this. You probably should. What's my motto? You either tape, spray, or pray.
Yep. So she's a prayer.
I'm a prayer.
I'm a sprayer.
And your foot should be okay on this part. There is going to be a part where we're going to raise the foot, but it's not going to be this one. And I have the machine set at about 800 stitches per.
So Belinda, all of these, this is all part of the embroidery design that came with the Bohl, the collection called Happy Place Embroidery Projects. The circle is actually part of the embroidery design.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if I can cut it here. Probably not.
Mm.
So I'm going to move you over because we're going to cut this. And I like to cut it one layer at a time. Going through two layers is a little hard on me. Okay. And I use these. These seem to work really good. I don't know the names of things.
That is correct.
So,
yes, I'm with you, Sharon. I love my ScanNCut. I love my ScanNCut so much that I actually have 3 of them.
3?
Yes. Well, you remember I used to work for the company, so they never, I didn't have to pay for them. And I keep trying, I wait until somebody in the family wants it. So I have a 12-year-old granddaughter in Missouri. I think that's going to be the crafter.
Nice.
So one of those is is an older ScanNCut, and that's going to be for her, but it's still wireless. So here's the cool thing. We were talking about Art Spira this morning, or Patrick was on the live feed, and that old ScanNCut is the first, and it's not AutoBlade, it's before AutoBlade. It was the first wireless ScanNCut machine, and I can send designs from Art Spira to that ScanNCut because it's wireless.
Oh.
So I think that,
talk to each other.
yeah, I think my Maddie is going to be the one that's the crafter in the family. So I'm waiting to send that to her.
Aww.
And yeah, so welcome to the integrated universe. I love it. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared, as Maddie calls it. Don't be scared. As you can only say with a Missouri accent. Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't you know?
Yeah, I do love those scissors too. I love curved scissors.
So the book.
Yes, I do use my AutoBlade to cut the Peltex, but I cut Peltex long before I had an AutoBlade. And so if you have one of the older model ScanNCuts, you're not out of luck. I used to cut Peltex with my deep cut blade on the original ScanNCuts. And then, yes, you can just use an AutoBlade. If you have a rotary cutter, you can cut it with the rotary cutter, but the AutoBlade works as well.
It's not hard to cut. It just 2 layers is a little much. Hurts my fingers.
Yeah, that's me. My fingers usually get cramped up with stuff that's thick like that. That's all. And so it just makes more sense for me to do it the other way. But
yeah, well, yeah, I don't have a ScanNCut.
Oh, well, we can fix that.
I need one.
I think you do too. I think everybody needs something.
Oh gosh.
You know,
my husband's probably watching, going, "No."
Yes, she deserves it. Don't we all?
I know.
You're welcome, Cindy.
It does. The book warns you not to cut through your stabilizer, and I actually did do that on one of them, which was an easy fix. I just put some tape on it. But it's because when you lift this up, you know, this becomes. So maybe keep a finger on there and hold that down a little bit. It seemed to have worked for me. But yeah, just being a little careful. It doesn't have to be perfect, as you can see.
So it just, Lori, it just depends. Does it cut the circle a little larger than the stitch line?
I cut right on the stitch line.
She cut right on the stitch line. I think she's talking about the ScanNCut. So with my ScanNCut, here's what I do. I actually cut it inside. I cut the Peltex inside the stitch line. So I make the circle a little smaller so that when I put the fabric over the top of it, the actual fabric is not going, when I, trim it and turn it inside out, the Peltex isn't in the seam allowance. Spray. So I spray based it to the stabilizer. I'm a spray gal.
You don't pray.
I don't, well, I do that too, but I think it ought pray. Some projects require a lot of that.
Right. Yeah.
But this wasn't one of them. Okay.
Okay, this is just the placement line for your material. Usually I skip this, but we'll go by the book. It just goes right around the outside. I can take this over there.
I hung it on the side. I hung some on the side there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want paper? Here. Here's your
Yeah.
paper tape.
Okay, so get our top material here with our SF101. And we're going to tape this one. And the other thing we're going to do, if you have a machine, because if you can see what happens here, as the foot goes around, it wants to pucker. It will pucker up here. I just fought and fought that until I finally raised my foot. So if you have a machine that your foot raises, we're going to raise it probably higher than you've ever raised it before.
Just remember to tell them to set it back.
Yeah, we will. We will. And I have a little trick for that. I'll show you so I don't forget. So we're going to tape all around the sides. Now, if you have a machine that doesn't have a foot that raised, or you just don't want to raise your foot, another thing that worked for me was I took this tape and I actually taped all the way around this edge. And then I didn't get that pucker.
Welcome, Donna. Better late than never. You got it. We're happy you're here too.
Hello, Donna. Just, tape everywhere. Okay. So now let me show you. Pardon my clumsiness with the camera. Okay. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go to the embroidery foot. And I'm going to raise this to 0.140. That seems to work for me fine. Now I leave it on this screen so that I remember to put it back. That's my little.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I just leave it there. Because you're always referencing that screen. So.
Well, that, and you'll notice it when you turn your head.
Exactly.
That's a great idea, Karen.
Yes. So yeah, I just leave it there, and then you'll see it just barely misses even at that height. And then fight the urge to put your fingers and smooth it out because you could make the pucker anyway. It's going to go around twice.
You're welcome, Sharon. That's why we're here. When we all sew together, we try to make everything a little bit easier, right?
Yeah. I don't think I've watched regular TV in a long time. I watch a lot of YouTube. Okay. So now, because my screen is here, I know that I need to put this back. And then I can say, okay, I'm going to get back to my, oops. There. Get back to my regular screen. Okay. So now we're going to change our color.
Tana's correct, Lynn. You could use a glue stick to hold the Peltex in place when you stitch around it. Just be aware that if you are using no-show mesh, to not get too much glue, because the glue can, go through the no-show mesh. You don't want it stuck to the bed of your machine. So, but yes, you could use a couple of spots of glue somewhere with a glue stick to hold that piece of Peltex in place.
So we're going to do the outline for the flags. So this is the color I'm using. This is the color I'm going to use for the decorative outline around the applique. And I think it looks pretty. It is color, it's exquisite, and it's color ES646.
Karen, how high did you raise the presser foot again?
0.140.
0.140, Sharon.
Sure. Yeah, 140. There we go.
Don't forget to raise it back down or put it back down when you're done.
I wrote it in my book.
Yeah. It's
wrote
kind of ugly when you go to do embroidery if you got the foot, if you have the foot too high.
Yes, yeah. That's the main part, is make sure you put it back. Okay, there we go. So I'm changing it to this orange. Now, does these both at the same time? Does it both at the same time?
Step away around too. I'm just going to step away for a few minutes.
Okay. Okay.
I will be right back, I promise.
Okay. Yes, I need you.
I'm coming right back, I promise. Just going to go check on it.
Okay. What size needle are we embroidering with through all of these layers? Well, this is an 80-12, I think she said. But at home, I just use a 7511 anti-glue, the one I use for every day, everything. So it goes through here pretty easily. Okay. So we're going to cover, well, yeah, we're going to cover this, and we're going to put down our applique. That does them both at the same time, so. You probably should tape. I'm really bad about that. Okay. I'll show you what step we are in the book, just in case everybody's following along. Started here on page 33, and the way I can tell where I'm at is I look here and I see 7 out of 17, and then I can look here and I find step 7, which is here. So 7 is the decorative outline. So we did 6. So we're on the decorative outline after we cut it, of course. So anyway, that's where we are in the book. And you can also, I'm changing the camera.
So Alice is doing it on a Bernina. So when you raise your foot, what are you looking for? Did it catch when you didn't raise the foot?
Oh yeah, I got a big pucker up here.
Okay, so
it started here and it went around, and as it did, it drug the fabric and it became a big pucker up here.
Okay, so Alice, what she's looking for is when she put the fabric on top of the 2 layers of Peltex, if you just leave your foot at the normal height, as you start to stitch that placement line of this last circle, it could start grabbing the fabric and moving it, creating a pucker. If that's not happening for you, don't worry about it. If it is happening for you, raising your presser foot would help that situation. Just remember to put your presser foot back to the recommended height for embroidery when you're done. Lynn, I put in a new 80 chrome needle last night for Karen before I left. She says at home she normally would use an anti-glue 7511.
Yeah, and if you didn't want to raise your foot or you don't have a machine that does that, you can tape around.
Yeah, you
Just
can
put
tape.
tape all the way around, and that will work also. It's just a, you know. Yeah, it did it to me every time. So I was just like, I got to figure this out.
Yeah, I've struggled with it too.
Did you?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. And our flag's all cut out. Back over here. Okay. There we go. All right. We're going to do our decorative stitch. We're still using that pretty orange. Okay. How's everybody doing?
I think that the answer, Quilty Me, I think the answer to that question is you're still going to have height there. So even if I've cut my Peltex and I've cut it like right inside of the stitching line, so it's, you know, a little bit smaller, I'm still going to have the height. It's still going to raise. So yes, I still have the issue with it moving around. So I did the same thing as I ended up raising my presser foot a little bit to accommodate that, just so it didn't make pinchy things, pinchy pleats.
Mother puckers.
Mother puckers. We should have a radio show, you know that. And Karen, yes, Karen is doing great, isn't she?
Thank you.
I know.
Elise.
I knew you guys would
that.
enjoy her.
I really appreciate that. I'm so nervous, but gosh, it's been so fun.
And thank you for being on your best behavior. This will be rewarded later.
Make it sound like they don't.
Sometimes. All right.
So this is the light pink part of the flower. And I don't know why they don't do this when you do light pink, but they just do this one. So I'm changing. Oh, let me show you the color. Let me read it. It's exquisite. It's ES305. Pretty pink. Some light pink.
No, you don't raise your embroidery foot height to everything for all of the embroidery. You're only going to raise your embroidery foot height when you're actually sewing the circle around on top of your fabric on top of your Peltex. After that, you're going to go back to your regular embroidery foot height. Yeah, so it could be, yeah, the Altair would be the same. If you are successful with taping it down and you didn't get any puckers, then that's great. You don't have to raise the presser foot height. The presser foot height, you're not raising it in this case because of actually embroidering on top of the Peltex. That's not why you're raising it. You're raising it because you're sewing the fabric down to the stabilizer with the Peltex underneath. So it's like trying to take a square and shape it around a circle and not have it, you know, have puckers around the edges because it has no place for the fabric to go. So if you tape it down, that was another thing that Karen showed, then yes.
Oops, sorry.
Thanks, April. I don't know, Alice. Did you ever do any of the bowls with only one layer of the shape flex in there?
No,
No.
I did not. No. I should try that though.
Can you give the numbers of all the thread used? She can, but she's not using glide thread. She's using exquisite thread. Do you still want the numbers? If you do, I can get that. I can give you those.
Okay.
So I don't think she used a Peltex, Shelly. I think I'm just calling it wrong. She used the Kimberbell Flex foam. Is it not Flex foam? What's it called?
Shapeform.
Shapeform.
Yeah.
So Kimberbell Shapeform and Peltex are essentially the same product with a different name.
Do we have any out there? Did you get any more in?
The Kimberbell one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
That would be probably Lori would know that. All right. So yes, if you would just reiterate the numbers on your exquisite thread, that would be great, Miss.
So
Miss
for the
Betty.
flags, I used this color. It's exquisite. I can't get them to. So I'm just saying this is exquisite ES Echo Sam 646. And this one I've used for the little flower fill we just did. This is ES 305. Focus. 305. Those are the two I've used so far. And I use this, what do I do with my, oh, this is what I'm using next. And I used this on the tack down on top of here also. This is exquisite.
Carol, the Peltex doesn't have a number. It's just it's Pel on Peltex. It's not, there's no fusible on it. It's just non-fusible. So it's going to be like I want to say P77 or something like that. P707. Yeah. It just doesn't have a number. It just is non-fusible on any side.
This beige is it's beige, but it's ES, and I think it's 812, 812.
Yes, Kimberbell Shapeform is actually what the directions are written for. We've had a hard time getting it though.
Everybody has.
Everybody's had a hard time getting it. So we had to figure out something else that would work so that we could all do bowls. And so Peltex is a very similar product. And I think, the thing to keep in mind is there's only 3 companies in the world that actually manufacture stabilizers. So it's going to be labeled for the company, but it's still going to be the same, whether they get it one way or the other. Yeah.
Right. So now we're going to do the little middle of our little tiny flower and our words.
Okay. Pelon 70 Peltex. So yes, no F's. The F indicates a fusible, so you don't want a 70 that has an F behind it. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, Irene, she has been giving the numbers, so I'll let you just listen to the videos. If you can probably back it up about later on, you can probably back it up about 5 seconds from this, 10 seconds from this portion of the video, and she's been giving the numbers.
Yes. Oh,
I know.
thank you, Shelly. Is that Shelly?
Yeah, Shelly.
Yeah, thank you, Shelly.
Even
and having fun.
Just above it. Oh, this is just above it. April actually sent you some words of appreciation.
Oh. Continue. Yes. Oh, thank you, April. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm hoping I can do more.
Yes.
You know, I would.
You showed up today. That's
did.
That's the hardest part.
I did, right? Yes. And I'm sure glad I did. I'm having fun.
It is fun. Yeah. Once I got And we all go through this when we had to learn how to teach on a live stream instead of in front of a room full of people. And sometimes I think that's harder because in a room full of people, you can see their faces.
Right? Well, plus you could never get 130 people in a room with sewing machines.
Yeah, you actually can.
Oh, wow. That
Yeah,
would be
you can.
intimidating. Okay. Now we're going to change
You're
colors
welcome,
again.
Sharon. Thank you. Yeah, I got to tell you, 17 years with the company, and I loved every moment of it. I truly did.
Sounds like it would be
Yeah,
fun.
it's the best job. It's the best job on the.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's nice. And I love that the philosophy has always been that they don't take stuff away from you. They just give you more. And I think a really good indication of that was I have a whole collection. Some of you may remember these. I have a whole collection of those old Disney cards that plugged into a PE. Well, it used to be like a PE 750 or something like that.
Oh,
It was
boy.
like one of the earlier Brother machines. They were like little cards that had embroidery designs on them. And of course, no machines had a card slot in it for 20 years. But if you have a card reader from PE Design, earlier PE Design, or a card reader from any of the earlier PE Design programs, even the PE Design Basic, you can plug that into your Luminaire. You can plug that old card from 25 years ago into that card reader, and you can still embroider that design.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was always built on the platform of they don't take things away. They give you more, but they don't take the old stuff away. And
Nice.
also that if it says it's a quilting machine, because some of you have experienced this when you've been in the store, as Patrick will tell you well, you can get it. It's the same machine, but you'll get more stuff in the box with the Brother machine. Because if it says it's a quilting machine, the feet that you need to quilt with are in the box. That's just that is their philosophy. If it's a quilting machine, the quilting feet are in there. So that's why sometimes that be the difference between, because there really is no physical difference between the two brands other than
the number.
What number?
The number on the spool.
Oh, can I see it? No.
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 And I can't get those to focus. So this is what we're going to use for the tomato, and this is ES315, pretty pink. And if you were like me and you wanted a real red tomato, it sews the bottom of the flower at the same time. So if you want a red flower,
oh yeah, I see.
That would work. But I wanted my flower to still be pink, so and it kind of bounces back and forth. You'll see it. So if you want your flower to be a different color than your pink cushion, it's kind of a thing.
Lori, I'm so glad you're having fun.
Yay! I'm
Yay.
having fun too. Yeah.
It's a great class.
It's fun. These are fun. I'm telling you, I've been a little obsessed. Yeah, my coffee cup. I do not function. It's your coffee. Oh my gosh. Does everybody have their coffee? Coffee. Of course, we're probably in the afternoon in some places, huh? Okay, we're going to do a pat down for our little pin cushion. I'm going to trim this. Move the camera. Move the big speaker. Okay. All right. We're just going to trim this. I'm sure I had scissors. Here they are. Your scissors walk away. Mine walk away. I wish I was like Jeannie and I could use scissors in both hands. Jeannie, are you here?
No, she hasn't chimed in yet.
No. I really wish I could use scissors in both my hands like she does. Very good job on that. You know, the stitches kind of sink in,
Yeah, they
so
do.
you got to kind of, and you know, you could spend half a day trimming this up. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, see, I can get lost in doing this. Do that today. Okay.
So Gail, the fray block goes on the, once you cut that piece of core rope out of the rope where you pulled the core and cut, and then you pulled the outside back up, it goes where you cut so that there's no raw edges. No, we did not put fusible backing on all the pieces. We only put seam a seam where we were going to fold the 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Yeah.
How many needles did you change your needle when you did every bowl?
No,
No.
I did not. I went with the standard, you know, if it makes a funny noise or if it's been about 8 hours, you know, or if I get a shredded. But no,
Yeah.
probably every 3rd bowl I would though.
No, we didn't put fusible backing on all the pieces either, only the main piece.
Let's do a little flower. That little flower is so cute.
Oh, I don't know about that, Lynn. I don't think this one's going to be as bad as the bunny basket.
You mentioned we were.
She's right. Your hands don't look like they're all dry. Mine always look like
You know, I put lotion on before.
Yeah, I just went and got some. I'm like, I try to remember every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, Irene.
For those of you that don't live in Nevada.
Yeah, in the dry desert.
You get you go through gallons of hand lotion here.
Okay, now we're going to go back to that light pink. And we're going to do our little details on our little pin cushion. And our little strawberry. Little itty bitty strawberries. So cute. So we're back to this color, which is the ES305. We used 7 different colors in this. Too terribly many. Okay. Oh yeah, we're just doing that.
I keep looking at this cute little fairy, and she's so cute.
Isn't she cute? I have material that has a bunch of little fairies, and I'm like, I could do like a whole series.
I do. I love the little fairies.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about this one. Cute. She's so cute. She's just cute. They're all cute. I don't, it's material I've had for ever.
Well, we could. With this, with the exquisite thread, we likely would not be able to put a thread kit together, Tane, because we don't stock that thread. We just sell it in the kits.
Well, do you have the big ones anymore? The big, that's where I got it, was when you guys were selling the big.
Yeah, the big kits.
Yeah.
Green. Barbara, the Scan and Cut 350 was not a wireless. The wireless Scan and Cuts, to my knowledge, didn't come out until the 600 series. But if you think I'm wrong, and I could possibly be wrong, you can always look up Brother Customer Support. Just Google Brother Customer Support, and you'll get a phone number you can call. So if there is a code available, you'll be able to get it from them.
Green. So now we're doing the green on top of our little tomato. I chose this green. It is ES988. Exquisite. It's all exquisite. ES988. And step 14, we're almost done. After this, we're going to start our words.
Oh, I stand corrected. I see that the CM 350 can be wireless. It's a wireless enabled. So yes, if you don't have a card to get an access code, then call Brother Support. I'm watching. I want to make a bowl. How do I order the program and supplies? Sandy, we have everything on the A-1 website. So this is the happy place. So it would be the Kimberbell happy place. And it would be the design CD. If you want a fabric kit, we have those. If you want the embellishment kit, we also have those.
Okay, so now we're starting with sewing and happy.
Okay.
And I did the light. So I have a dark and a light. And I'm doing the light first. And this is exquisite ES904. ES904. It's a pretty kind of light turquoise.
Yeah, if Brother told you that they don't have any codes, I have no insider trading on that. I'm not going to have any more luck than you are.
Yeah, Lynn, this will be up. This will be up forever.
Yeah.
So you can.
So a lot of them ask that question because
Yeah.
there are like a lot of the tutorials and stuff on some of the other sites you have access to when you take the class for only 30 days.
Oh no,
and then they
forever.
then they take the video down. So
yeah,
we don't do that.
Yeah.
Cheryl, the size of the circle is based on the embroidery design. So what I did is I did it from my embroidery software. I opened the design and created an offset line that was inside the circle. But you can take it directly to the scan and cut and circumvent the embroidery software by just selecting that circle while it's on your machine and changing the color to applique position or applique material. Either one of those triggers a cut. When you take it to the scan and cut, it knows exactly what it has to cut, and then you can create an offset line within the scan and cut as well. And so I just selected to create that offset line to inward instead of outward. And then I just do the minimum. I think it's like 0.04 or something to that effect. I just do the minimum, just minimal.
Yeah.
I used to tell everybody just click 3 beeps. It's like beep, beep, beep. And they're like, well, what is 3 beeps? I'm like, I have no idea, but it works. But I think I just went to the minimum I could actually make it and make an offset line.
Yeah.
You guys know I love to give you too much information, right? I give it to all to them.
Yeah, but now
Well,
they can
choices, because we have choices.
We do. We have lots of choices. Yeah. Yeah. Choices can be paralyzing. I know that. Sometimes I sit and look at my fabric and I'm like, I don't know.
Do you know how I pick fabric for stuff? People laugh because I do a lot of backs.
Yeah.
So I take the main fabric and whatever choices I have, usually about 4 or 5. I take the vinyl color, whatever choices I have, about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I take the webbing or whatever color I have, 4 or 5. I drop it all on the floor. I drop it all on the floor and I look at the pile and go, okay, what looks good together?
Wow.
Because something will stand out. I promise, something will stand out. And I start with whatever stands out.
Oh my gosh. So I should throw all my fabric on the floor?
Yeah. Well, maybe not all of it at a time. But, you know, if you're thinking about pinks, I usually will say, okay, I think I want to do this pink. So I'll grab 3 or 4 pink fabrics, maybe 5.
Okay.
And I'll just lay them all out. And then, so for a bowl, I would take the rope because, you know, you can get this rope in all different colors. I mean, if you go online, you can get rope in a ton of different colors.
Yeah.
Please don't ask me where, because I just I ask the Googles. And then I just go, okay, I have red rope. I want to do something with pinks for Valentine's Day. I pull out 4 or 5 pink fabrics, throw the rope in the middle and see what looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a kit girl. I'm not like some people can go in a quilt store and they know exactly, they can get like 12 or 15 colors. It makes the most beautiful quilt in the world. I stand there paralyzed. I'm like, if I need to do it I'm one of those that buys the Kimberbell kit because it's like all the fabric is in there, right? I don't have to make a choice. But if it's just like 1 or 2 or 3 colors, I just go, okay, well, let's see which one speaks to me at any given time.
I like the kit for like the first one I make.
Yes.
You know, and then I can kind of wing it. Isn't this font just gorgeous?
It is. It is. And I'm a font girl. I love fonts.
I just love it.
I know. I
need this in my life. I need this font in my life. So pretty.
So if you need that font in your life, it's called Google Images. You just take a snag.
Picture of what we're stitching out.
Say, what font is this?
Really? And it'll do that?
It won't, all the time it won't work, but sometimes it will work.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Diane. So really, Lori, no, all ropes are not equal. I just wanted to throw one together when Karen first brought her bowls in. And so I had a bunch of Valentine fabric scraps left over. And so I thought I'm just going to wing it. I had no directions, no nothing. So what I had was some poly cotton blend rope, clothesline rope from Walmart, and it was really floppy. So it's a cute bowl, but I tend to gravitate towards Karen's bowls because I like the structure. And then also what Karen mentioned early on was the difference in the width of the cord, because like the Gypsy Quilter is a firmer cotton rope, and I see why everybody kind of, sings the praises of the 100% cotton clothesline rope, because it does feel and actually hold shape much better than my cheap Walmart clothesline rope did. But the difference is the size. You can get cording and rope in different sizes, and so it just depends. I mean, I think that not all of them are equal.
Okay, for the next set of words, we're going to use Exquisite ES443. ES443.
Oh, that could very well be. Tana was in my software class. So Tana, you know how to do that now, right?
Do what?
To create your own fonts, create your own letters and turn things into, turn things. So there you go. The only thing is, if it's in her own handwriting, it's going to be hard to actually separate the letters, but it does kind of look like handwriting. So I think I would actually believe that.
Yeah, exactly. So do I just take the?
Well, I wouldn't want to make my handwriting into a font.
I used to have nice handwriting. What the heck happened?
Terrible.
Mine has always been really good, and lately it's just like really nasty.
My mom had beautiful handwriting. But I didn't inherit that. Oh, we're almost done with this part of it. We're going to move on to our bowl. How exciting.
Yes, that is the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. We did have a great class, did we not?
I don't have the software yet.
Yet.
Yet. I know.
I like that word. The yet.
Yeah.
The yet means I have more work to do.
Yeah. Right.
I just feel like, I used to say the best software is the one you actually know how to use. But anymore, I say, which more important?
I think the best software is the one that's easy to use.
Well, they're all easy. They are all easy, but all of them will require that you put in an effort to learn it. Okay, so there's a lot of education out there. It's just that none of them is going to be instant. And I think sometimes that's what
I can't just turn it on and say what I want and then it does it.
No.
That's what I need.
Sometimes we're used to having machines that are so intuitive that we just assume that the software is going to be the same way, and it's not. But thank you, Linda. Have a lot of my students in this
nice
in our sew along today. But yeah, they were a class that worked really hard and they worked really well together, and they reaped a lot of rewards, man. They really made some huge progress. And I think that's always what's fun to watch, is when the first class, when everybody's all over the page and everybody's all over everywhere, and some people are hyperventilating.
Right.
And at the last class, they're all like, wow, we are old pros now. So I don't think it's hard. I think it requires a little bit of commitment on the person that wants to learn how to use it. And it's also, I think, one of those things that you consider sequential. In other words, you learn one tool and then you add another tool and make that,
Well, this I used software to make it fit. This is just a design that was in my machine. And I just made it so it was 5 inches and it fit perfectly in there. So, the sky's the limit of what you can put in here. You don't have to use the Kimberbell pre-made ones. You can just come up with your own. And there's lots of beautiful designs in these machines. So, yeah. So this one was fun.
You can buy a design and resize it. Yeah. Most of you have resizing within your machines.
Mm-hmm. And this foam, this shape form, it'll take a lot of stitches. I found, but there's actually a lot of stitches. This is pretty dense around here, and it was just fine. So yeah, have at it, have some fun.
Thank you all very much. I'm glad you had a wonderful time, because I certainly had a wonderful time teaching you.
Well, I should have left the camera over there. I'm just going to go like that. Okay. So now we're going to place our back pieces.
So is this design the one you just showed? This one, is this in the Solaris?
Yes.
Do you know what under what heading it is?
Oh, I think it's under heirloom.
Heirloom?
I think so.
Okay, try looking under heirloom, Betsy.
But there's so many. I mean, anything that's in the shape of a circle, for sure. Because that's already, know.
Well, yeah. So I think that any of you that have taken classes, it's not just me, anybody that takes classes at A-1, we try to push you to think outside the box. In other words, you have a wonderful design here, but how can you make it? It is beautiful, isn't it? How can you make it be something else? It's like, don't just see it for what it is now, but what it could be in a different.
Yeah, or you could put a nice monogram or, somebody's
I think
initials.
monogramming would be great. So
Yeah.
normally what I do at holiday time, I love to bake. My grandmother was Italian, and we're talking Italian right off the farm. Who barely spoke English. I was the family translator. It would come out half English, half Italian, and everybody would look at me like, what the heck is she talking about? But she did the most amazing biscotti you have ever tasted. And I have, I have her recipe. So at Christmas time, I do bake like 3 different flavors of biscotti, and I've always taken biscotti over to the neighbors. And usually what I do is I do a napkin corner. I get napkins. I do a napkin corner, and I put the biscotti in the I put a monogram on the napkin corner, and then put the biscotti in the napkin and tie it with a bow and take it over to them. But I can pretty much guarantee that they are all going to get them in bowls this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, the shape form is really for structure. It's so your bowl has a nice, wouldn't you say, has a nice firm bottom on it? Yeah.
Bottom. Yeah. So when you pick stuff up out of it, it doesn't like sag down. And yeah, you could put heavy stuff in there. I have them all over my sewing room now.
Yeah, I can see that coming right away.
Okay, so there's a specific instruction here when you're putting down your.
Yes, because I did it wrong the first time. So listen to Karen.
So it's highlighted in yellow for you here. It's right after step 16. It says, be sure that the folded edge of the lower base back fabric is on top of the other piece. So we want, this is the lower piece, and we want that on top of the upper piece. And that's going to make a difference when we flip it around, how we put our rope in there. Okay?
You guys can all be my neighbors.
Yeah. Right. And I put some tape here because the foot's going to run over that. We don't want any.
Don't want to catch that foot and have it pull it out of your hoop at this point. You're almost there, right?
Yes, we're almost done. And now we're going to raise our foot again because we are going around and we don't want that. Okay, so we're going to raise our foot, or if you don't, put tape all the way around here so that we don't get any, what do we call them?
Puckers. Mother puckers.
Mother puckers.
I like that. I learned a new word today. Oh.
Okay, we're going to raise our foot. One here. And then we're going right here. We're going to go to the 1. And now it's 0.140. We're going to leave that screen on so we can remember that we have that. We can put it back. Okay? And I can just leave this color in. I'm just going to leave that color in because it's the same color. So should be fine.
I don't hold up for like half the time.
And then here we go.
That is kind of amazing how it just it just goes around why you really do need to actually raise your foot height,
Yeah, there's real function for it here.
Truly one of the reasons why you would use it.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't get the chime because I'm still on this screen. Okay. There it is. You just love that sound.
Yep.
Okay. Go. Okay. All right, we're all done. I'm going to take this tape off. Oh, they did get my rope in. I know. No graceful way to do that.
I'll be your trash can.
Oh, yeah, was it about enough?
Thank you. It's not Kimberbell tape, I'll tell you that. This is
Medical tape.
yeah, that you just get on Amazon. It's not as
So there is a difference.
There is
yeah.
a difference.
There is
Yes,
a difference.
yeah. You
If
pay a
you
price.
if you roll
Either
over,
way.
if you sew over the Kimberbell or the OESD paper tape, it's easy to pull it out.
Right.
The medical tape, not so much. Gets stuck in the stitches a little bit more.
It does. I live far away from everything. Can't just run to the store when I want to. I don't really need to take all of this off, so we'll skip that. Thank you. Okay. So there's two ways you can cut this. Either with pinking shears, which I'm going to use, or you can cut little V's all the way around. I like pinking shears.
I do too.
So you want to cut this like at a scant 1/4 inch, you know, not more than a 1/4 inch, but it's okay to go a little less.
Look at you moving around, Mom. Yay.
Right, Belinda? Isn't it the funnest part of your holiday day? I love it.
What's that?
Making biscotti. The house always smells so good. I do my grandmother's traditional anisette biscotti, so there. And then I do, you know, because kids generally don't care for that. So I also do hazelnut dipped in dark chocolate and cranberry pistachio dipped in white chocolate.
Okay.
All right.
So it's a little.
I love to eat biscotti too. These is like the best. You got the best group this morning.
So if you start on one end here, and you just kind of, here we go. You just got to kind of manhandle it a little bit, you know.
It's going well.
Good. Yeah, we get to do the bowl next.
Yay!
I know.
The bowl part?
Yeah.
Look how nice that looks.
Isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Good job. Awesome.
Yeah, it can take a beating. You don't have to be super careful.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So there it is. Isn't that cute?
What do you think?
Aw.
Yeah.
You know what else I love about that little mini iron? It doesn't turn itself off.
Right. It does. But I have to be careful.
I know.
I'll walk away. So I just kind of bring that up a little bit.
Ooh.
I get
Yum.
close.
No.
Oh.
Lynn made buttermilk donuts this morning.
Oh gosh. Okay. Now, if you can heat it up a little bit if it's like a little boat or whatever. And I just put something heavy on it.
Right.
And it'll stay.
Super cute. It is super
Yes.
cute, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's really cute.
Ooh, Roseanne, I've never shared it with anyone.
The recipe?
Yeah. That one's mine. But yeah, it's just a traditional. It's but yeah, she had a couple of. My grandmother was actually a mail order bride from my grandfather. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She came from a family of 11 kids, and he came from a family of 13 kids.
Oh my goodness. A lot of kids.
Yeah, he came first, and then she was shipped.
But she liked it here, huh?
Yeah, she did. She and my grandfather had a wonderful relationship, from what I remember. And they're on the wall in Ellis Island. They came in through Ellis Island. Yeah,
That's cool. Okay, so now we're gonna pick what.
If you don't have
size-
shape form or Peltex, you could use.
Could you use something in the pocket for structure?
You could. I mean, there's
You could,
You
yeah.
could. I mean, whatever you find.
Yeah, because it
There's
is open.
Yeah, it's open. You can put something else in there.
Yeah.
But I would say I don't know, maybe I'm trying to think. There's
What is that stuff called? Deco.
Yeah, the Decaville would
Yeah.
work, but also is it Decaville? Yeah, Decaville comes in heavy. You can get Decaville heavy.
Yeah, that's what they use like on the bottom of purses.
Yes, that's
and,
a
yeah.
base for a bag.
Yeah.
So, and on the bottom piece
yeah,
of the
you
bag,
could-
so you can get Decaville heavy.
Sure,
So.
yeah, you could cut that out, put that in there. That maybe just use fleece up here and then
Yeah.
and then put that under there for structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. So now we have to pick what size bowl we're going to make. And you have a lot to choose from. You have 2 shorts, 2 mediums, and 2 talls. We're going to do the first one, and we're doing the 5 by 7. And so we're going to have 10 rows. So we'll be paying attention to this 4 rows of plain, 2 rows of decorative, 2 rows of plain, and we're going to be doing handles. Okay, so then you look over here and it says you need 35 feet. I don't, that's a guesstimate. That's a wag.
Yeah.
What they call a wag. And so now we're going to go to page 22, and that's going to give us directions on how to make this size bowl. They all have their own.
Ooh, yeah, the plastic closet liner they say at Lowe's might work. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that might work as well.
Okay, so this is where, everything gets a little, because this kind of starts actually kind of in the middle.
Do you want a hot glue gun?
No, I'm going to use that tape.
Okay.
I'm going to use that tape. Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. This is where I have to. Okay, sewing the optional handles. Okay. So making the bowl. Okay, be sure the tip of the base. Okay, so this is sewing the bowl. So we're going to get our rope. Remember our rope that we prepared with our fray check? This here. It's nice and dry. So this is what I'm using in lieu of hot glue. Hot glue and me, we just don't like each other. It bites me every time.
I have no fingerprints left. If you need help hiding the body,
Right.
I am your girl.
Okay. This is great stuff, and I know Jeannie can get it if you guys want it. I use this on pretty much everything that I don't want to iron. It's a lot like your steam-a-seam, but you don't have to iron it. It's just basically glue, double-sided glue tape. So I'm going to be naughty and use these scissors.
So Lynn has a question. Does
Yes.
every bowl start with that standard size embroidered center?
No, they have an 8-inch. This is a 5-inch. It's and then they have the 8-inch, which I have one here. This is the 8-inch. So you can
I love that
certainly
one.
see the difference. Yeah. So yeah, you can make some pretty good sized bowls with this. So I took just a little piece of this double-sided tape. It's permanent, and I put it on the edge, just like that. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully you can. Just like that. I'm going to wrap it around, just like that. And then when I peel it off, there'll be a layer of glue, hopefully. Yeah. See how
There
it's
are all different size of bowls, and I have seen oval bowls, although this specific design collection does not feature an oval bowl, but
who knows what they'll
who
come
knows?
out with. I know there's some fun stuff on the
So I'm going to really make them think outside the box.
okay.
All right. So I know a lot of you have either IQ Designer or you have Design Center. on your Solaris or your Luminaire or your Altair or your Stellaire or your Meridian or your multi-needle. You want a bowl with an oval bottom, pick an oval. Make an oval in Design Center. Make it the size that you want. You just saw that what you need is how many repetitions of that for a placement stitch, a tack down, and put whatever design you want. And now the directions are going to be the same for wrapping the bowl. It's just that you're going to have an oval bottom.
That's true.
And if you did use software, you could do the whole doggone thing in software, but you can do it, and you can do it in Design Center and IQ Designer as well. It just, so
I think you could do that just on the machine.
you could absolutely using just the designs that are in the machine and just creating an oval instead of a circle or a square or a rectangle, or if you did a square or rectangle, on using the shapes on the machine, I would use the rounded corners so that you don't have So the world is your oyster. Just a little bit outside the box. Go ahead, Carolyn. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. So we're going to look at this straight on, and we're going to work on this right side right here. We're going to mark that later. We could do it now and make it less confusing, but we're going to work on this right side, the right side, and we're going to turn it over, and now it's over here, and this is where we're going to want to put our rope in. Okay, so what I do, this stuff is really sticky. Once you put it down, you're going to have a hard time moving it. So I can actually make a little mark here so I know how far I need to go up, where the core starts again, just a little tiny mark. And then I'm going to put this all the way to the side as far as I can go. And just the flat part, and then I'm going to push that down just like that. Okay? And that's going to hold that in there. And I didn't have to burn my fingers.
No, you still have fingerprints.
I still have fingerprints. So this is where we're going to start sewing.
Oh, what a nice transition too.
Yeah, it does. It turns out to be a really nice, So now we do need to mark our top, bottom, right, and left. And what I do, they have you putting tape all the way down. If you could see here, it's all the way down like that. I don't do that. I don't. Oh, it's right in front of me. I just put, kind of north, south, east, west, just in the general area. It doesn't have to be specific, because we're going to write on this. We don't want to write on our pretty. My daughter taught me never eat shredded wheat. Did you know that? So you can remember. You remember?
Oh my God! You need to repeat that.
Never eat shredded wheat. Yeah, it's very handy. I use it all the time. So we know this is approximately 5 inches. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go 2.5, and I'm going to make just a line, and I'm going to put a B for bottom, a T for top. I'm going to do the same here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be crazy perfect, right and left. Okay. So we've made those marks. Those marks are important while we're making our bowl. Okay, let's make sure I'm not forgetting anything, huh? I don't think I am. Okay, I think we're ready to stitch this.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. So I just throw this big old thing on the floor.
So you could make a big enough basket that you could throw it in the basket,
well,
though,
that's
right?
true. Yes, that's true. Make a little hole and have it nice and neat, but it does turn into a pile. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this on the floor. This over here. Now we're going to change our machine over to sewing. Do that. And I just use the same color that we used on our embroidery. to stitch the bowl because it's kind of, you know, it doesn't really show up if you look at it. It doesn't really show up, and it's kind of matte, so it doesn't, you know, I like the way it is. And this is the ES-812. So, and I also have a matching bobbin. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
There you go. So you see my bobbin isn't completely full, but I think I can play some bobbin chicken and win.
Oh, I love a good game of bobbin chicken.
Let's get our sewing foot out here.
I'm like, what is that?
Did I throw something away I shouldn't have?
Isn't this yours?
It is, yes. I didn't know where else to put that. Okay.
That works.
So I had a screwdriver here.
It was it a baby lock one?
It was just one I got out of that drawer.
Oh, okay.
Is there another flathead? Oh, there's the baby thing. There you go. There you go. Okay. Put our foot on here. And I just use a J foot. I don't use a special foot. There are probably some feet out there that, you know, might work better. But I like being able to see where the two cords are coming together. So I like that it's open here. There's probably an open toe would probably be a good one, you know. But I just use a J foot. And it works fine for me. Oh. Okay, so now we need to set up our zigzag. That tells us in the book what we need. Where exactly? Here. So it's on page 11, and it's at the top. It's step number 7. Hopefully that's not too blurry. And it says here, we want 4.5, width 4.5, and length 3.0. Okay, so we'll come over here, and we're going to do 1-10. You can see that or not. Is that good? Yeah, 1-10 for the zigzag. And we wanted a width of 4.5 and a length of 3.0. Okay, and that's what it should look like on a Luminaire or Solaris. But it doesn't specify machine, so that should work for all machines. Okay, any questions? Oh, is Jeannie here? Hi, Jeannie. See your comment. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to bring it out around. See how we're doing that? You might see some of that color on the bottom, but that doesn't bother me. Okay, so we're going to want to start, if you have it like this, you're going to want to start about right here and we're going to backstitch. And that's another thing that I do is I change. I don't, if anybody has the dual multi-foot for their machine, one where you can, you have a little one and a big one, and you can make it like cut the thread or put the foot up and down and stuff like that. Well, I changed it, and let me show you. Changed it to backstitch because it is a lot easier if you, this right here, it's a lot easier if you don't have to take your hands off of the project and the machine to backstitch. So this is how I have mine set up. I have the little one as a reverse stitch. And I don't have anything on the big pedal other than sew. Okay, so if you have that, it's very handy. It's very handy to use for this project. Because we're going to backstitch a few times. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's get started, right? And what I'm looking at, get my little, I need my purple thing. Have a purple thing. It's very handy for this project also. Or a stiletto. The stiletto would be fine too. There it is. Okay. Purple thing. Okay. So what I'm looking at, if you can see, let me try and zoom in. I'm watching this middle mark on my foot. The very middle mark, and I want the two sides to be right in the middle, and that's what I'm going to keep my eye on. I'm not going to watch the needle. I'm going to watch that middle part, and I'm going to slow the machine all the way down for this first round, just to get my bearings. Okay, because we're just going to go around this time. We're not going to lift it to make the bowl shape just yet. So here we go. Here we go. And we're keeping that in the middle. Now we're going to backstitch a few times. See how easy that is when you don't have to move your hands. I really, really like that. Okay. And we're just kind of keeping it in the middle. You know, if that little peak of color from the bottom bothers you, you can always make your bottom the same material as the top. And then it'll all blend together. But it doesn't bother me. So we're just making sure we're catching both sides. We're not worrying about lifting it right now to make the bowl shape or anything. And you know, once you get the hang of it, you can speed up your machine. But I do suggest going as slow as your machine will go at first, just to get the feel for it. I can speed it up a little bit. Not much. I don't go much faster than this, especially with this camera right here. We're just kind of getting this first row started. Now we're coming around to this. You're going to want to merge it. See how I'm just kind of holding it there. Now when I can't get my finger in there, that's when my purple thing comes in handy.
I have all the colors.
Just kind of hold it there. Don't hit your purple thing. Go slow. You catch them both. And get a couple of stitches on this row.
I don't see Jeannie. I don't think Jeannie's here.
Oh, they were saying hi.
Everybody's saying hi to Jeannie, but Jeannie's not here. It's me.
It was you.
Huh?
Oh.
Jeannie may have commented.
Oh, she did? I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it either.
I didn't either.
Did you comment? Maybe you commented on Jeannie's name.
I didn't. Nope, I don't see it. So it's you got. Well, she may have commented. If she did, hi, Jeannie.
I know.
But if she didn't, you're I don't know. You could try the edge joining foot, Myra. I think the G foot or the J foot works well because it's long. It's long and maintains contact with your feed dogs for longer than most of those other. If the foot is a little bit on the short side, it doesn't keep the contact. But you could try it.
Yeah, try it. Let us know.
Yeah. So in case Jeannie's here, hi Jeannie. We miss you. Come back to work. But you're right now. You have Michelle and Karen.
Yes. You'll have to do. Okay, so now we're going to start making our bowl shape. And how we're going to do that is we're going to lift this up. We're going to lift this up.
Oh, she commented on Facebook. Thank you, Gail.
Oh, okay. We're going to lift this up. And with this hand, I'm holding the rope out here. So I'm gonna kind of bring this out a little bit so you could see if I can do this. Okay. So I'm holding the rope and I'm holding it taut. Don't pull on it, but just hold it straight. And you're going to move the base with your left hand. You're going to roll it, kind of roll it with your left hand as you're going, okay? So like I said, start slow.
Yeah, she's on.
You see?
Yeah. Yay!
Oh, nice. Okay, so we're going to start slow. And we're just going to make sure that we're catching both of these. And we're rolling that base with our left hand and holding this. And this is what gives you a nice side. If you keep this loose rope taut and as straight as you can. And you still want to make sure that you're catching both. Now, if you miss a spot, and you probably will, all you have to do is go back. Just go back and sew over it. When I'm done with a bowl, I check it for holes. And, sometimes I have a few. And I just put it back under the needle and zigzag that hole. Nobody's the wiser. And we just go along like this. Like I said, you can speed up your machine if you feel comfortable, but I don't go any faster than this. I mean, this is probably a little too fast. I like it. So now we're coming, and another thing you have to keep track of are your rows. So remember, this bowl has 10 rows. So this is row number 3. So the way I remember, I want to start my decorative stripe on row number 5. 5 and 6 are the decorative stripe. So we do 4 rows of plain, just like the instructions say on page 21.
I think Sharon, she has her machine set at a medium speed, so the speed control is set to in between the low and the medium.
Yeah, I could show. I'll show you. This is what I have it set on, and that can be a little too fast for me.
I find that if I tried to go too fast, I had to go back and redo some stuff.
You do, and that's not a problem. You can't even tell. But the trick is the way you're holding this part right here. You hold it straight out and taut, and you roll the bowl into it as it's moving. You get really nice, I don't know, cohesion. What would be the word for that? They just come together nicely. And believe it or not, you have more control. What you don't want to do is you don't want to do this. You don't want to hold it like this because you're going to get saggy sides. If you hold it like this and sew, your sides are going to be really saggy. And nobody likes a saggy side.
Hi, Anna. Have you tried joining it with monofilament thread? Clear.
Clear. Oh, no, I haven't, but it would
No,
work.
You definitely could
It
do
would
that.
work. Yeah, absolutely. But you really can't see it. I don't know if.
No, if it's the same color, you really couldn't see
Yeah,
much.
you really can't see. And but you could use clear. You could use. I always thought variegated thread would be beautiful.
I did variegated with
Did
I
you?
actually did an off-white variegated on that.
Oh,
We still have it back here. It was kind of a cool color. Yeah, I did this one.
let's see. Oh, oh, it is. Oh, it is. It has little grays in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got, just a subtle.
Yeah.
But I bet it really shows up.
It does. It does. You look a little bit like variegated without standing out, but.
Okay. Holding every time you stop and go. Make sure you're.
I want to try with one of the decorative stitches too.
Oh.
But I feel like I have to get steadier with it. I have to get more to where I'm not backing up and having to fill in the holes.
Right.
Because that's not going to look pretty with a decorative stitch. But I have seen some done with the decorative stitching.
Okay, so we are coming around. This is our fourth. We're starting on our fourth row. Okay, and we're going to do like 4 3/4. And what that means is we're going to stop this fourth row here at the top. Now, sometimes you get going and you just fly right by it. So you can mark it with just mark the top with just a little clip. Just have one of these little clips here. And that just reminds me, because sometimes, you got the music going and you're just in the zone and you fly right by it. I've done that a few times. So this reminds me. And then we're going to start our decorative stripe already. Look at that. Is anybody making this with me? Do they have any questions?
Who's stitching? Speak up.
Okay, so I know I have to stop here at this line, the line we made at the top with and we're not going to take it out of the machine. We're not going to back stitch. We're not going to do it. We're just going to stop with the needle down. Needle down, and we're stopped at the top. We got our first 4 rows. We got 4 rows. When this comes around here, we'll have 4 rows. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this rope and we're not going to sew, but we're going to fit it around to the right side, the R. We're looking for the R that we marked for the right side. And we're going to put a little clip here.
We do have some stitchings.
Oh, yay!
Lorraine is stitching.
How's it going,
Glenn is stitching. Lynn is watching. Gail Carson is stitching. Shelly's stitching. Good.
All right. Is it going good? Do we have any questions? Let me know for sure. I'll help if I can. So what we've done is we're not stitching this part. See, we've got it loose here from the top to the right to the R. We're just going to bring the rope around and just kind of fit it there, and we're going to clip it. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, now we're going to get our decorative stripe. Did you all stitch cotton thread or are you using embroidery thread? You can use either or. I was using cotton on the first few I made, and I really liked it. And, I thought, oh, that would, it's cotton. I'll just use cotton. But my machine did not like cotton.
Really?
It did not like cotton. It kept.
Try a 90 top stitch.
What do you call those caterpillars?
Yeah.
that end up in there, and it just was a mess. So I'm using embroidery thread, and I'm also using it in the bobbin. So
great, everybody. So yeah, Cheryl, you absolutely could do to adjust where the fabric went for a deeper bowl. I think what's great about the way this is presented is you have what is that? Never eat shredded wheat.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, southwest.
And so where the where the rope's gonna make be at a certain place.
Yes.
And so you could definitely extend. You could sew more than one strip together or two strips together. You could sew 3 or 4 strips together and just keep going, you know, and then when you get to where you want it to be rope again, just stop the rope, stop the
stitching.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our little clip. This isn't sewn right here yet. We have not sewn it. Our needle's down, we're stopped, and we're clipped by the R. Okay, now we're going to get our stripe and our glue stick. Let's get our glue stick and our stripe. Get our glue stick. There we go. I'm using this. This is the glue stick I'm using. I really like this. It's easy to, kind of rolls up. It's easy to use. Okay. So we're going to take our strip. Now our strip with our folded side, whether you use the steam seam or you just ironed it, that folded edge is on the right side. Okay, it's on this side, the right side. And we're going to take our glue gun and we're going to take our glue stick and we're just going to put some glue, you know, all the way across it for about an inch or half, 3/4 inch, it doesn't matter, at least 3/4 inch, I would say. So we're just going to rub some, make sure you get up in that corner on that fold too, because we're starting there.
So can you go over the transition again one more time?
You betcha. Okay, so we've stitched around. And we stopped. We did 4 rows. So 4, I guess, you know, we started over here, so we'll have 4 rows when we get here. So we're at 4 3/4 row. So you can count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we stopped at the top. And where our needle is down and we're in the machine, it's not going anywhere. We take this loose part of the rope and we just bring it around to the right, the letter R that we made here, the right point. And we hold it there. See how it's just kind of loosely there. And we're going to put a clip here. Okay, because this is where we're going to start. This is where we're going to start our wrapping, because we're going to continue to stitch and then our wrapping is going to start. So we're not stitching here yet. We're going to work with this little point here. Okay, and we're going to bring it. Let's see if I can come out a little bit more. We've got our stripe. We've got the fold on the right hand side. We've put some glue. We just kind of smeared some glue, you know, an inch or so down, all the way across, up and down for about an inch. Okay. Now we're going to take this. We have a V, a corner. We're going to put this.
Let's see if we can get the camera a little closer to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. You want to take it out there? Perfect. Okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to put this V, this folded part, we're going to put it right up into that V. We're not going to wrap it or anything right now. We're going to see how the rope is coming down at an angle. This is what we want to see. We've got glue there. And we're going to take this and we're just going to wrap it, kind of tuck it underneath here. And then we're going to take this and we're going to wrap. And we're going to put a clip here. I'm going to put another clip here. Not that one. It's a big one. Okay, we're going to clip there so that the glue takes. Any questions? Should I do it again? I can do it again.
Focused on stitching. Good.
Oh,
good.
Linda,
Everyone's stitching.
Linda, I need you to look up and see this if you want to. Should I do it again? Let me know. I can certainly do it again.
Gotta let her know before the glue dries, though.
I can put more glue on there. Okay. Okay, so I've got it. Got it like this. Okay. Now this is where, when I tell you on your first bowl you should have 3 strips of these, because it really depends on how you wrap this. And you know that, yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, no problem. So I'll take this clip off, take this off. Okay. Okay, so we are at where we stopped at the top. Got the needle down. We haven't sewn this. We're stopped at the top with the needle down. Everything's in the machine. We're going to bring this around to the right, to the R that we marked in the beginning. I'm going to put a clip there, and we're just going to hold that there like that. This is not stitched here. We're just going to hold that there. Now we're going to take our decorative stripe with the folded edge on the right side. It's on this side. Can you see? It's kind of hard to see there. So the folded edge is on this side. Okay, and we're going to take our glue stick and about an inch down, we're just going to blob it on there. We're just going to.
That's a technical term.
Yeah, blobbing. We're blobbing. Blobbing glue. Okay, so now we've got that tip all glued up. Now in here, let me zoom in. There. Where this clip is, we've got this clip here. It's kind of holding in place. You could shove a pin in there too, but it doesn't matter. We're going to put this folded edge right up against that, like that. Okay, just right inside that V. And you see how the rope is at an angle here? At a corner here. It's going down here. We're going to wrap this around just like that. And we're going to kind of tuck it under. Tuck it under as best we can. See how I have it tucked under there? You see? And then we're going to bring the rest around. Okay? Can we see that? Brought the rest around. We just brought it around. Just like that. And we're going to put a clip here. So it holds our glue while our glue dries.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Ribbon, 1-inch ribbon would be kind of a fun thing to use too.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that where they do, you know, a little bit of rope and a little bit of ribbon, a little bit of rope, a little bit of ribbon. That's pretty. Okay, so this is where
candy cane bowl at Christmas time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is where you're going to appreciate that this fold is really down. It's one less thing to worry about. So they talk about degrees and stuff in there, and I don't know that much about that. All I know is that the further away you can get this finished edge from that finished edge, the better off you are. So we're just kind of holding the rope out in front of us. And see how I have that. Here's one edge and here's another edge. See how far apart those are? You want that as much as you can. And I don't know, anybody who had little girls out there braiding hair, it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, really.
Just kind of, you know, pulling it out this way, wrapping it, pulling it out this way. Oops, sorry.
That's all right.
And every so often we want to put a clip. And the reason why we want to do this is because if it falls out of your hand for whatever reason, it doesn't just completely unwind. And we're not going to do the whole strip here. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go a little ways, and then we're going to sew some, and then we're going to go a little ways. How are we doing? Is this making sense? Kind of have the rope out in front of me. Makes it a little easier. Okay. Put another clip.
So, Lorraine, the zigzag width and length are actually in the directions, but
Page 11.
Page 11, but can you touch your screen?
Yeah. Oh,
The zigzag width is 4.5 and the length is 3.0.
okay. I'm probably going to stop right around here. Whenever I stop, I just put a clip and that holds it just fine. And then I'm going to do some sewing. I'm going to take this clip off because it's just holding the rope. And then we need to get back into our little holding the rope straight out, moving the bowl with our left hand. And remove the clip. The glue should hold it on there. And just going to slowly transition onto that ribbon or that material. Just mess that on my way here. There we go. Okay. So I'm not going to go much further because I don't want to be wrapping on the table. Wrapping on this table, it makes it really difficult. So I stop sewing, leave the needle down, and I just remove this clip and I just wrap some more. Back and forth.
Good choice, Alice. I think I would do that too.
What's that?
Making a few coasters before she makes the mold.
Yeah. I haven't made the coasters. I should do that.
Well, if I ended up with a placemat because
A trivet?
a trivet.
Yeah.
It's even bigger than a trivet.
Oh boy.
I'm like, what am I supposed to tip the bowl up?
Okay, put a clip on here. I don't even think I'm in the camera view anymore. Let's see. I'm just going out here a little bit. Okay. I should have given him a lunch break, huh? Does anybody want a lunch break?
You might have to go potty.
Yeah.
You might need a potty break.
Yeah. Does anybody want a little break before we go on? What are we thinking? I have a little delay. Yes, please.
I would say, yeah, give them like a 10-minute break or something.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll do a 10-minute break. Let some people catch up.
25 to 1, maybe a quarter to 1, back at quarter to 1 or.
You have yet to sew on your Solaris, Lynn? Oh my gosh. It's like a Lamborghini. I love my Solaris. Of course, this is the exact same thing.
Yeah, it is an amazing machine, isn't it?
It is.
And I'm always surprised how many people don't use it as a sewing machine. They only use it as an embroidery machine.
All right. Okay, we're going to take 10 minutes and we'll be right back.
What would you like? Yep. You can mute that.
I muted. Is it blinking? All right.
What can I get you?
Oh, nothing. I'm good.
All right.
I need to stand up, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh, where'd you get that?
Brought it.
Oh.
Yeah. Box lunch.
Hi. Hi, Thomas. Aw, what are you doing? Oh, yay, I hope you make one. Yes, print that out. Oh, it comes on CD. Okay. Yeah, you have a CD? Yeah. They're helpful. How are you guys today? Yeah. Yes. There's some real yeah. And then these have right. It's a giant sketch. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Google.
Yeah. You can. Oh, good. Yeah. 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 No, if you have the shape time, and yeah, just go. Medium? Yeah, two or three. Depending on how many you do it all or the. Yeah. Yeah, that is a top. Yeah, I would do it. You're gonna need nice shine. Once you start. Okay, thank you. I bet. It's been a tough time. That's more than. Yes. It's been close. I think it's been 10 minutes or close to it. How are we all doing? Let me see. I think so, yes. Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
But anyway, it's there for you.
All right, thank you. All right, so got some more wrapped. We're stopped. I think I'm going to do some more sewing before I wrap some more. Let's get in here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Get all orientated here. Here we go. In here, let me see. There we go. Okay. So we'll sew a little bit more. Bring the rope out straight in front as best you can. A little more difficult with the clips in there, but okay. Rolling the ball with your left hand. Keeping it centered as best you can. Okay, I'm going to roll some more, wrap some more. Okay. Clip in here. There we go. So trying to keep those folded edges at least a half an inch apart, if not more, as you wrap. If you can see that, maybe get a little closer. See how far apart these are. This to this is what I'm talking about. Try and get that at least a half inch to an inch, or you might not get all the way around twice. And then clip on. Okay. Gets easier as the strip gets shorter, for sure. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to do a little sewing. Okay. Rope straight out here. Rolling the base with my left hand. Like I said, go slow. Just go as slow or as fast as you're comfortable with. Okay, I'm going to wrap some more. Coming to the edge here. When you get to this part where you sewed them together, you're going to have a little bulk.
I know it.
Not much you can do about that. Have any questions? No? Having the rope kind of out in front of you helps a little bit too. All right, so I'm going to stop here and sew a little bit. It's coming around to our first row here. There we go. We're on to row number 2. Now, row number 2, you have to remember we're going to stop at the top. Okay. And wrap some more. Flip in. Some people put, little daubs of glue also to hold it instead of the clips. Certainly can do that. Got this cord from the phone here. Try and get that out of the shot. Okay, put another clip in. I'm going to sew a little bit more. Okay. Let's see. Good. Okay. All right. There we go. Row number 2, we're going to stop at the top. Got to remember, and if you can't, if you need a reminder like I do, I just put a little clip up there where the T is so I don't forget to stop. Okay. I'm going to wrap some more. It does. It does make it really pretty, and you can get really creative with your printed fabrics. Look just as pretty as these solids. Yeah, some people wrap the whole bowl. I've seen that. You could also wrap it if you're gonna wrap it a whole bowl. You could wrap it, before you even start sewing it. Just have that done. But it goes faster than you think. So we're only doing 2 rows. Okay, I'm gonna do a little sewing. Constantly untangling my rope here. Oh, you're welcome. I'm hoping that, yeah, I'm explaining it well, because it is confusing. If you just go by the directions, I had a hard time. Okay, so we're holding it, rolling it with, okay. This is where I want to stop. Stop at the top with the needle down. We're not taking it out. We're just going to stop. Okay. So what we're going to do again is we're going to match this up like we did before. Remember how we brought the rope around without sewing it to the right here? And again, we're going to put a clip. This is where our wrapping is going to we're going to begin to stop our wrap there. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to get a little, I just have a little ruler. It's just a 1 inch by 5 inch, 6 inch, 1 inch by 6 inch ruler. Okay. Where we're stopping on the right, let me back out a little bit here. So we've wrapped it around. This isn't sewn. Again, we're stopped here. This is where we're going to end our wrapping. We're going to need our glue stick again. Okay. And a ruler. And a little pair of scissors. Or scissors. Okay, those are the 3 things we need. Ruler, glue stick, and scissors. We're going to take this here where we have clipped it by the R. We're going to leave that clip in and we're going to unwind it. We've gone a little farther than we needed to, but that's good. We had enough to go all the way around. Okay, we're going to stop it till it comes out about like that. Okay. This frame. Okay. So we've opened it up pretty much, you know, I mean, that's under the clip, so we don't want to unclip it. We're just going to open it up as far as we can. Okay. Then we're going to take our glue gun, or first, I'm sorry. We're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure 3 inches, approximately. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just 3 inches. I'm going to hold my finger there and I'm going to cut this off. Okay. I'm going to cut it. There it is. 3 inches. That can go in your scrap bin because, you know, you could do little intermittent wraps. That would look pretty. Okay, so now we have this little 3-inch tail. And what we're going to do is get rid of these raw edges. Okay, we don't want these raw edges because they will fray. And how we're going to do that, we're going to take our glue and we're going to smush it down here along the side. Just put a little bit on there. And then we're going to fiddly bend it over, fold it over about 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't matter if it's a little thin, it doesn't have to be perfect. We've just folded it over and gotten rid of that raw edge right there. Okay. How we doing? Oh, you can do it, Danielle. You can do it. So we've gotten rid of this raw edge here on the left-hand side. So now we have the right and the left side are folded. Now we're going to put some glue on the edge, just on this edge. Just kind of smush it on there. And we're going to fold that over and get rid of that raw edge. Okay. Now we have no raw edges, and that's what we need for a nice clean look. So let's put some more glue on top of here, on top of our fold, you know, before about 1 inch down. Just smush it on there. And we're, oh, I mean, that can do that. You know, you're okay. You know where you're stopping. And we're going to wrap this. And we're going to wrap it again. And we're going to come around where this glue is. And we're going to wrap it. Okay. And that's where we're going to end. Okay. We'll put a clip on there. Just let the glue dry a little bit. How'd that go? Any questions? Did you glue down the first fold over the side, the length of the fabric? So I used on the first side that we did before we even put it on this rope, I used steam-a-seam. 1/4 inch steamacine, and I put it along the edge of the whole strip and folded it over 1/4 inch and ironed it down so that fold stayed. The book asks you to just iron it, and that wasn't enough for me. It kept wanting to flop open as I was wrapping it. It became a little frustrating for me. So I used the steamacine before I even put it on here, before I even wrapped it. So yeah, and that's all in the video, which you will be able to go back and watch. But yeah, great question. Oh yeah, Danielle, you got this. You got this.
Aw.
Oh, that's so nice. Yes, the directions are very confusing. And probably that's why I haven't referenced the book that much, because
Lori, thank you. Look at you.
they're being so sweet.
I'm going to pay him later.
Oh, good. Okay. Hey, whatever. No, everybody's been great. I'm just, yeah.
Marty, yes, she did glue down the first folded over side.
Yes, I used steamacine. I didn't use the glue stick like we're using now. I didn't use this. I used steamacine. Yeah, and yeah, Marty, that was a big problem for me. I was just like screaming bad words. It's never good.
I always feel like the success of a project is based on how many bad words were spewed during the course of the project.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I had to solve that problem, and the steamacine makes all the difference. It's a little
Feynman and Biscotti. Look at that, Lynn Geldmeyer.
Oh,
man, she was fast on that one.
You mentioned it. No, what you've done. Okay, so now we have all of this down. We're ready to end our pretty stripe. Okay, so now let's just go around.
Great, Monica.
Holding this, turning the base as we go. Remove the clips. Okay. And the glue should be holding that. Oh my gosh, look at that. I love it when it comes together.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We did it. Okay. So now we got to start.
We can get loud.
We got to start counting rows again. Okay, because now we're going to do 2 rows. What she said.
Marty,
oh,
you must be my soulmate.
Yes, yeah, I know. I made my grandson a quilt. He's 16 now, and it was so hard. And I mean, it was just all I did was rip it apart, sew it again, every bad word I knew. And I gave it to my daughter, and she's like, oh, I said, hey, you might want to go get that blessed, because a lot of bad words went in there. There's a lot of bad juju in there right now. So go get it blessed.
Deep breath.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wrote a review for Amazon last week, which I never write reviews, but I got one of the new sublimation printers, and so therefore I got a new heat press.
Yeah.
And so I got a cart to put it on, that was designed to hold the heat press.
Right.
And I shopped very carefully. I, made sure everything was like what I wanted. And so when it came, flat in the box, which usually sparks the fear of dread in both myself and my husband, because neither one of us are really good with that kind of stuff. He's marginally better than I am. I always end up with spare parts. But when we got done, and then trying to put something, okay, I want you ladies to kind of envision this. If you ever had to try to put something together with your significant other or your husband.
We don't do that.
We
don't
that
work well together.
You know that it can kind of be challenging, right?
Yes.
So, you know what? We got the whole thing done, and it was amazing. And he's like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, This is the only project in 35 years of being together that we have ever put together and no bad words were spoken.
Oh.
It's like the holes, the screws fit in the screw holes where they were supposed to fit in, which is again a
Nice.
novelty.
Yeah.
And yeah, all the cut pieces fit, and we're like, did we do this right? Because like we haven't cussed, and it all fits together, and the wheels roll. Did we do something wrong?
No extra parts in the
No
end?
extra
Oh,
parts.
that's
That was
good.
so funny.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, she is doing amazing, isn't she, Asuli?
Thank you. Thank you. Now I saw that I skipped a stitch back here. I skipped a few stitches. So to fix it, all I'm going to do is use my little pedal down here, and I'm just going to go backwards.
Oh,
And I'm
don't you
gonna
love
catch
that
it.
multifunction
Yes,
tool?
I do.
You tell me.
Absolutely
I tell
do.
mine to leave the room. That's probably a good plan.
And now I've caught my little hole that I saw. Oh, and now I can go forward. Nobody's the wiser. It's just you and me. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, April, send me an email. I'll tell you. I'll send you a link to the one I ended up buying, and I'm happy with it. But I will tell you that I bought it also for size. I don't have a lot of room, so my sublimation printer sits on it sideways instead of front to back. But the part that I need the paper to come out of it comes out, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with the cart. I'm happy because the wheels roll. They have locks on the wheels, which is important, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It has a plug inside, so you can plug the printer and the heat press into the main plug on the cart, and then I just wheel it. I can't plug anything else in my room or I'll shut the power off in all the house. So I have to wheel the cart to the other room.
Because I have the exact same situation.
Yeah.
I do. If I turn an iron on and something else at
Oh,
the same
that's
time,
even worse. I can't do the iron and what is it? I have to. So I have two irons. I have a regular iron and a mini iron. I can't have them both on at the same time. I mean, irons must pull.
They do.
Heat press and iron, forget it.
No.
All the lights will be out.
Okay, so we're coming around in our second row of just plain rope without the decorative stripe, and we're going to stop at the top again. So I like to put my little clip up here so I don't get going and
forget or we get chatting.
Yeah, I get in the zone. I play music in my room, and
I listen to audiobooks.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't concentrate on two things like that. Here we go. Now we're going to stop at the top, and we're going to do our handles.
Ooh.
Yeah. But you notice the trend. We're stopping at the top every time we want to start something or end something.
It does look beautiful, doesn't it?
It's getting there, yes. Okay, so this time we are going to backstitch and take it out of the machine. This is when we're going to do that. If you're doing handles, you're going to backstitch at the top and take it out of the machine because we got to do some markings. So again, that foot pedal is so nice because you don't have to take your hand off of it. Okay, so I'm going to cut and I'm going to take it out and I'm going to bring you over to the other side of the room, like it's so far away.
What happens when you use a wider zigzag? I don't think it would matter if you wanted it wider, would it?
No, but you do want it, tight enough to where it's not.
Yeah, you're going to see more thread.
Yeah. Yeah, but look at it, especially if you're using a decorative thread, that might be really pretty. Oops, sorry. Okay, we're back here. Okay. I'm going to try and get this tucked in my face. Okay. This cord is my nemesis. Okay. All right, so now we have our bowl out here like this. We've stopped at the top, and we're going to make some markings. So to do that, we need our tape. We need our pen and our little 1-inch ruler, which I have back here.
You have a 1-inch ruler back there?
I have a little 1x6.
Oh, okay.
Little 1x6. I love this thing. I have it all the time. Yeah, everybody should have one of these. Okay. So we're going to mark where we're going to start and stop for our handles. Got our little R here that we put for our orientation. Okay. And our little mark that we made, we're going to take our ruler and we're just going to make a mark on top here, kind of bringing this point up to here. We just want to make a little top just so we know where that R is up here, or that right point. Just a little one, and that'll go away with an iron. See, I just made a tiny, tiny little mark. Okay. Now, we're going to get 2 pieces of tape, just 2 little pieces like this. We're going to take our, this is all in the book somewhere. We want 2 inches from that mark on either side. So we're going to put some tape just in that general area. See what I'm doing? I put the 2-inch right at that mark, and I'm going to put tape right in the vicinity of where that ends. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing, and I just kind of push the edge straight so I can tell. And I'm going to put some tape there just in the vicinity. Okay, then I'm going to mark it for real. Make a little mark here, 2 inches from the center. A little mark here. And the reason we put the tape on this one is because we want to put the number 1 here and the number 2 here. Okay, so now we've marked where we're going to start and stop with our handle. Okay, we're going to do that on the left side. We're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to find that hash mark. We're going to bring it up to the top so we know where the middle is. We're going to go 2 inches from that, 2 pieces of tape. Let's get the tape. So just 2 inches. Just in the vicinity. Doesn't have to be perfect. 2 inches. See what I'm doing? That's 2 inches there. Okay. Now we've done the 1, 2, then we're going to do 3 and 4. Do it in order. 3 and 4. Okay. Now we've made all of our marks. We can go back to the machine. All right. Now I also keep handy a T-pin. Oh, it's in my clips. A little T-pin here. Let me move you over. I'm all tied up. Okay, here we go.
Whirled over the. Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah. So let's get that out. Okay. Good. Yeah.
So I have a T-pin here. Comes in handy. You can use a regular pin, anything. I just like the T-pin because I can push on that without hurting myself. So I have that handy. Okay, put that over here. All right. So we're going to put it back in the machine. Where we stopped up here. Then we're going to backstitch. We're going to start. And then we're going to backstitch a couple. Just want to backstitch. Okay. And then we're going to go around to this mark that we made, and we're going to stop and backstitch. We're almost done. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Okay, we're stopping right at that mark. We're going to backstitch that mark. There we go. Okay. And, you know, it's a handle, right? So you might want to go back and forth a couple of times maybe, you know, in case somebody actually uses it like a handle to have some strength. Okay. Now we're going to cut We've got our ruler and our pen again. See that? Our ruler and our pen. The book says to measure from this point. Let's see, let's go here. From this point that we mark number 1.
Kimberly wants to sign up for the PE.
We want to mark
How do I do that? What do I do?
4.5 inches.
It's what? It's in the register.
Okay. So I'm going to lay the ruler here, kind of hold it, push the rope down here, go to 4.5 right here. It's going to flop over, but I have my finger on it, so we're good. And I'm going to make a mark. Okay? That's going to be, so I made the mark. That's going to be where we're going to start on number 2. But first, I'm going to put my pin in here. So I'm going to stick a pin through here, just like so. Okay, my little pin is through there. And I'm going to put it right on that hash mark we made for number 2. And I'm going to stick it in there. And that's going to hold it for me while I put it back under the needle. Okay? How are we doing? Is this making sense? If these numbers work for width and length, we change something that isn't broken. Oh, right. Yeah, I agree. Lynn, are you making a bowl? Did you make one? Are you making one? Okay. So when we go back under here, we want to go right where that mark is. Now, we just want to put the foot down, not our needle. Okay, ask me how bad that is. So we just want to hit the foot down. Okay, and we're going to take this out. I'll leave that in. And we're going to, so I use a purple thing. I got my purple thing going here. There we go. Okay, let me get you in a better position here. Here we go. How's that? Okay. All right. So we're going to go back stitch. Forward stitch, do that a couple of times. Okay, there we go. All right. Now we're gonna boogie on over to number 3 and start our handle on the other side. Okay, coming up on number 3, we're gonna want to stop and back stitch at our little mark that we can barely see. I should have marked that better. Okay. Well, we know whereabouts. It's not rocket science. There we go. Back and forth a couple of times. Okay. And then we're going to cut. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to measure 4.5 inches from where we stopped. 4.5 is right there. Oh, there we go. 4.5 is right there. Just hold my finger, I can let the rest go. And just make a little mark. Okay. Clear as mud, how are we doing?
Good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So in that little mark, again, I'm going to put my T-pin or any pin you have. And I'm going to put it on the number 4 mark. Did I not mark these? I don't think I did. Well, I'm going to put it right there. Okay, there's our handle on that side. Right?
So cute.
I know, it's coming together. Okay, we're going to put it under the machine. Remember, just your foot. Don't put your needle down. Just your foot. Put your needle down on that pin. You'll be sad. So just your foot. And there's so many buttons up here. I'm always afraid I'm going to hit the wrong one. Okay. Take the pin out. And here we go. Back stitch. And our handles are done. Now we're going to go around one more time. And then we have to think about an ending, a closure, a stop. We're going to do the little loop. Do the little loop at the end. How's that sound? Just going to go around. When you come to the handles, we're just going to push together there. You're not going to close them or anything. They'll be fine. And we're going to go around to the other side. We want 2 rows on our handles, right? Total of 10 rows. Okay. So now we want to think, where do we want to stop this, right? Because we have a directional little pattern here. Okay. Yeah. We have a directional little pattern. So I like to stop either at the top or the bottom. The top, if it's facing you and you're looking at the bowl, kind of like, let's see, kind of like this one. Well, this one isn't directional. Let's see. I have one that's directional, I'm sure. Here we go. Okay. So if I'm looking at it, I'm reading it, it's right side up. I have my little closure on top here. But you can also have it at the bottom too. But I think if it's directional, you would either want it on the top or the bottom. Before we finish toilet today, could you go over the way you set up the sewing portion on the machine? You betcha. You betcha, Lynn. We'll do that. Yes. Okay. So I'm thinking we'll do a little loop like this at the top. Yes? What do you think? Does that sound good? Okay. So if we're doing that, we're going to stop at the top. What I want to do is the top is right here. Okay, so we're very close to the top. We're very close. We're only a few inches. So I'm going to bring this around, and then I'm going to, because we're going to have it kind of like this, yeah? What do you think? Like this? Okay. So we'll take it to the top, and then we'll cut off the rope. We're going to cut the rope. Cut the cord. And I'm probably leaving, I don't know. Well, let's just measure it, right? I am leaving on the top maybe about 8 inches. We'll leave 8 inches. That'll give us a lot to play with. Okay. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it right here. You can measure it, mark it, and do all of that. But I'm going to have extra. So, okay. That's permanent. We are detached. Okay. So now I'm going to go around to the top. Okay, very close. So I'm thinking something like that. I think. So here I am going to make a mark because this is where I'm going to remove the core and get some less bulk going here. Okay, so I'm going to cut again. And we're going to do like we did in the beginning. We're going to take this core out, pull back this part. We're going to take it out about an inch. Doesn't have to be much. Okay, cut it off. And pull this back out. Now, we're going to tuck that underneath. See how I did that? So the flat part is here, but we want it tucked underneath here when we start sewing that down. So let's turn it around this way. Could put some fray check on there. You can do that after too. Okay, then we're going to have a little loop here. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of sew off until we get to this point. We're going to veer off our path onto run over your purple thing. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go back. Did I make that very clear? Did you guys see that? Okay, forward and back a few times. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew a little bit in here because I don't like that. There we go. Just kind of move it, go backwards, go forward. Now this will all be hidden by a tag or anything like that. And I'm going to cut and see what we got here. Oh, there's our little loop. What do you think?
The nice thing about our class
Isn't that cute? And it's at the top. I'll bring you around the other side.
that's it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's a bowl.
How
It's a bowl
fun.
of candles. Take off all that tape. This tape here. Pretty. Here. Do I have any questions? Oh, thank you. Yes, they are. They are just so cute. That's why I just can't stop making them.
I would say
Next time I go visit my sisters, I'm going to have a bag full. They better take them and like them, huh? I'm sure they will. Now I take out of there. Let's try this. I'm getting some marks out. Now, on your CD and in your instructions, you have all of the files and instructions on how to make the tags, and they are super simple to make. It's a little 4x4 hoop, unless you want to make a bunch of them. Oh, look at that.
So cute.
Yeah. Or like on the one I did, I have a little button here. You could put that little button there. Because, I mean, you know, it doesn't look bad from there. Nobody should be looking at that anyway, right? A little button there to hide that. Or you could put a little tag like this. Of course, I would use one with the flowers like I have on this one. Little flowers, because you have the same flower there. See, isn't that cute? And you got tassels. Tassels are in the embellishment kit. You get all these fun things.
Oh, that's an interesting suggestion, Anna. I have not used Mod Podge if the bowl
I've heard
would
of
be
that.
used for rolls or a casserole dish.
Yes, I've heard of that. You can make
Putting things like that are almost a ticket to divorce court. Well, you know, I was the one that had to have a padlock on the sewing scissors for real.
Right?
For real, because I could not get mine to quit. To quit. They were like, okay, we're just gonna sneak them out.
Yeah.
And use them. Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's interesting. If you try it, Anna, why don't you post on the video later and let us know how that went? Did you glue the tag on first? You did, didn't you? No?
I did use glue because I don't like to hand sew. I just don't like it. So I did. This is probably the hardest part of making the bowl right here. There we go.
Yay!
I think I messed it up though.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll fix it.
Yeah. Yes. So I use this E6000.
Oh, okay.
And I glued all of my. They're glued, and then if you want to put little stitches in there just for looks, that's.
I was gonna say stitch around it to begin with, and then just glue
yeah,
it
there
on.
you go. Yeah, stitch around first, because going through all of this, it just killed my fingers. And it's not the same depth in the back, so you kind of try to.
Oh, good. Thank you, Margaret.
Yeah. So who's gonna make one?
Yes, definitely. Remember to hit the like button.
Yeah. And if
if
you're on Facebook and you're not subscribed to YouTube, run over to YouTube and subscribe. I know when they're very close to 5,000.
Yes, we're looking for that.
And
we're looking for those because we want to give a really cool prize away.
Yeah, and A-1, they're very generous with their prizes. So yeah, get over there and subscribe. Thank you all so much for being here. Any last minute questions?
This tutorial is so helpful. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad.
Thank you, Roseanne.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at them all.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'm so glad. This went I just had a blast.
Yeah.
I just really had fun. You guys are all amazing, and I appreciate all of you. Oh. Thank you.
So are we, if anybody has any last minute questions,
yes, yeah,
fire them off now. Otherwise, we're going to end the stream.
Yeah, these are great gifts. These are really, really nice gifts. And, afterwards, you just kind of look around, see if you have any holes, other than your handles.
Yeah.
But, and of course, all these little marks can be taken off. They just come right off.
You guys are great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Karen, read.
Oh, I'm reading them. See,
you have to read them. See, you did great.
Oh, thank you, you guys. Maybe Jeannie will let me do more classes.
We would love that.
Yep. I would love that. I would love that very much. Oh, yeah, Michelle has been my godsend here, just making me feel so comfortable.
Let the bowls begin. Is that kind of like let the games begin?
Right? Yes. I want to see them on Facebook. Post them on the sew along page.
On the A-1 sew along page. If you make bowls, post them there.
Yeah. And if you have questions, ask your questions there. I'll be checking that. And I'll help if I can. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All righty.
Oh, you guys have been great. Thank you so much.
So we're going to sign off. You ready to sign off?
Well, I'm sad. I'm having fun.
Well, yeah, you can do another one. That's
Okay.
good. We love it.
Okay. Will you all come back if I do more?
Of course they will.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Thank you.
Thank
Oh, my
you
gosh.
all so very much for joining us today. I hope you had as much fun as we did. I think you and I need to start like a radio
I
show.
would love that. Yes.
To bounce off of each other.
A sit and sew.
Yeah.
You know, how fun would that be? We could just talk about all things sewing.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, congratulations on a very